What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Heart of the City, where we take you around New York City area streets. And there's a lot to get into. Today. Of course, you got the basketball. They had the All-Star game or whatever. You got NFL rumors. As we approach the combine, you got baseball drumming up, spring training. Got some hockey news, and of course, we got Coach's Corner, and we got Coach's segment, man. For all you dudes that be having the munchies like myself. But
yeah, it's a sweet one.
But anyway, Coach, before we get started, man, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Definitely good. Just taking it one day at a time. That's all you can do.
Facts, man. One day at a time, man. We're going to get into this thing, man. We're going to fire it up. Got Big Pat on the controls. As usual, man, shout out to the producer. Shout out to the chat. I see you, Mets. I see you, Danielberry Sports. Always supporting. Appreciate y'all, man. From the bottom, you know what it is. Let's fire this thing up, man. It's Heart of the City, man. Ready to talk some New York sports, man. Let's get into these raggedy-ass teams, man. Hit it, bro.
Ricey K, the Raisin Man.
All right, man. We are back in the building, man. The double duel, man. Knocking out the city streets, man. You know what it is, man. But, Coach, there is some things going on in the streets out here in New York. And football news, basketball news, you name it. But the one thing is players possibly moving on, possibly leaving via whether it's free agency, trading. We're going to get into it with the hockey teams, basketball, football, of course. And I be thinking about this, man. Like, I try to take this thing from an overall perspective. Like, why don't people stick anymore in New York? And that's one of the things I'm going to be kind of going with during this show here a little bit. We got a problem keeping people. We got a big turnover problem over here in New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? So And I mean, I want to see it change. With that being said, appreciate y'all tapping in. I see y'all in the chat. What's good? Shout out to AK. What's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in, bro. Neymar, appreciate you tapping in. Jeremy, yeah, we're going to get into the Knicks. We're going to get into the Knicks for sure. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Leaf Diggy, what's good, man? Salute, man. Appreciate you, bro. I'm going to bring you up when we talk about the Nets if you're still in the chat. And same with you, Mets. But Mosley, what's good with you, man? Appreciate you tapping in, man. Thanks for your support, as always. Giants salute, man. And I think I want to start with the Giants. Look, the All-Star game, whatever y'all think about that All-Star game, we're going to talk about that in a later portion of the show. But wasn't a lot going on there. So let's get into the football. We got the combine coming up next week. The draft will be in a couple of months. We'll be getting through pro days. We'll be getting some free agency news. And so let's start with the football teams. We got Coach in the building. We got Big Pat in the building. Let's get into some football, man. Let's start off with these New York Giants.
New York Mets. New York Giants.
What the hell was that?
Whoops.
All right. We are talking about the Giants, not the Mets. We will get into the Mets a little bit later, but let's get into the New York Giants right now. This is from Big Blue View. Now, there's a lot, now that the Giants got their coaching staff settled, there is, they're talking about the draft
coaching
now.
staff ain't really settled, though.
Well, they lost one guy.
But they ain't call me.
They didn't. They didn't. That's right. You
They
see?
didn't. But I'll
You
talk
see?
about that later on. They,
But,
staff didn't call me.
Now, coaching staff mostly said it, aside from what we're going to talk about later. But I do think that now is the time to turn their attention to the draft. They didn't go to the Senior Bowl. Neither did I, so I can't fault them for that. I ain't sure either. But they didn't go to the Senior Bowl, and they were working out the coaching staff. So now we're gonna turn our attention to the draft. So here from Big Blue View, Nick Filato reporting. New York Giants NFL Draft 2026 at number 5, John Harbaugh wants a gold jacket player. Here we go with that word again. You see, I be telling y'all about media narratives. You know what I'm saying? I be telling y'all about that. Who else talked about this gold jacket player? Now, say what you want about the pick. Whatever. Not going to get into that. Gold jacket player. Here we go again. John Harbaugh wants a gold jacket player with the 5th pick in the draft. Here are 4 who might fit that description. Y'all want to get into this? Let's get into it. All right. So, the first one, the obvious one that most everybody's talking about is Caleb Downs. And y'all can go read this report from Nick Filato. I'm not going to read all this, but we just going to talk about the players because we do our own evaluations over here. So, Caleb Downs, Ohio State safety. Now, Caleb Downs is nasty. I ain't going to front. Like, he's a do-it-all safety, much in the mode of someone that John Harbaugh drafted in Baltimore, namely Cal Hamilton, who I was high on coming out in that draft as well, who everybody said not take safety high in that draft. And look how it turned out for Baltimore. Anyway, Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State. I'm going to turn this one over to the coach because you're the expertise. Talk about Caleb Downs and can he be that gold jacket player that everybody wants?
I mean, as far as that, any player can, but yes, can he? He has the tools to be brutally honest. Yes, has to be developed, and he has to produce, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
But he has the ability, the potential, here's that word, to be quote unquote a gold jacket. Yeah, all right. I'm fine with that. I don't kill anybody for that. But as far as Downs being a Big Tenor, O-State, definitely a versatile type of a player, can play down in the box, can play deep on the back end. Good, fundamentally sound, very smart. He anticipates very well. He reads the offense. He can play the route concepts. He understands the down and distance, studying the opposition. What are their tendencies to do in certain down and distance in certain situations on the field, which allows him to play faster because he pretty much knows what they're going to do and he can attack the play. Like I said, fundamentally sound in all his techniques. Doesn't matter what he's doing, whether it's, in coverage, in terms of rotating, flipping his hips, getting hands on offensive guys and rerouting them, and even in tackles. I mean, he's fundamentally sound. He plays near side to their inside. If he's coming inside out or if he's outside in, same principles. Wraps up very well. He doesn't always get left grabbing air. So, when he tackles, he's not just hitting you. He's wrapping and bringing the ball carrier down to the ground, which is, what is needed. It's definitely needed. So, like I said, he can play down in the box as a box safety, but he can play single high. He can play 2 deep. Can play man. So he has all the tools.
Yeah, I think he does too. But they do got Holland, who I hate as a player, not as a person, but and they do got Newman. I mean, I'm a little lukewarm on that one, but willing to give it another shot. But so I think safety is definitely a need, in my opinion, despite, them giving Holland a contract, whatever, and spending a second round pick on Newman. Still think you can upgrade in that area. Let's see what else they say here. I want to run through this so we're not too long-winded here. Okay, this is an interesting one right here. Ruben Bain Jr., edge out of Miami. Now, you got Thibodeau, you got Burns, you got Carter. Ruben Bain Jr., edge. Talk to me about the fit here. Because I mentioned Thibodeau, Burns, Carter. Far as I know, is he just strictly on the outside, or can he kind of move around like Arvell Reese, who kind of gave it away, but who we're going to talk about here next? Talk to me about Ruben Bain Jr., Coach.
In certain pass rushing situations, you can move him inside. Now, first of all, he's bigger than all the ends we had, because he's about 275, 280. So he's a pretty big dude. So has good moves, quick, plays with good hand and leverage. You can move him inside in certain pass rushing situations. If you need him in a run situation, I think he can do well. I wouldn't want him there on a consistent basis. But yes, he can hold his own and do well there. But like I said, he's bigger. So he can hold in the run game. much better than Thibodeau is good in the run game. He holds that he doesn't always get washed. You know, but I think Baines would be a better fit in the run game there. And if you watch the national champion or you watch the college football playoffs, you've seen what he can do. You've seen how lightning quick and his counter moves that he brings to the table. He can play with speed. He can play with power. He can play left side, right side. He can play a little bit inside. They actually put him in I forgot the other end that they had. They put them both on the same side at times, and that allows him to go one on one with the guard, and he can beat the guards in those situations. So he's definitely an intriguing one. You're going to get the argument that whether him or the end from Texas Tech, one of those two are the best pass rushers.
I think it was David Bailey. Bailey. Yeah.
Bailey. They're 1 and 2 in terms of getting after the quarterback. So and again some like Bain, some like Bailey. So but Bain is a good one. He's definitely a good one. I think he's about 6'3" ish, 6'4", somewhere in that range. And like I said, about 275 ish. So he's a good one.
Yeah, Iman Perry, shout out to Iman Perry. He definitely agrees, says he's a true defensive end. Nimar says Downs or Carnell Tate. Well, we'll see. With Downs was on here, we'll see if Carnell Tate is on this article, which I mean it's just an article, but I do like Carnell Tate as well. Don't know about gold jacket potential. I mean, possibly. We'll see. He's pretty good. But let's get to the next player here. But real quick, Ruben Bain Jr. though. One question I do want to ask. If you move on from Kayvon Thibodeau, is it worth taking Ruben Bain at number 5? Like, would you do that? Fire away.
You don't have to get rid of.
Go ahead, Pat.
You don't have to get rid of Thibodeau to draft Ruben Bain Jr. Because you could put Ruben Bain Jr. at one of the end spots, and you can put Thibodeau at one of the end spots and have Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, and Brian Burns, and that's one hell of a front 5. That's one hell of a front 5. And you can stop the run all day with that front 5 if you have those guys in at those spots, and then you can interchange a Alexander and another defensive tackle that you bring on. We got plenty of defensive tackles that you can bring on, and that front 5 would be devastating. You know what I'm saying? That's what I just said, Iman Perry. He's going to be next to Dex. You're in a 3-4. We're still going to be running a 3-4. So you put him at the 3. You put Tibbs at the other end, Dex at the nose. Then you got to get yourself some linebackers, that's for sure. I'm actually going to get Coy Walker or somebody in free agency. But if you have those guys right there, you don't know what we're going to do. But, Coach, go ahead, coach them up. I just wanted to say that. Back to the dungeon I go.
Good observation.
And, that is intriguing.
Very intriguing.
So
what's your thoughts?
It's going to be a quick front. So you can do a lot of movement. You can do a lot of twists, stunts. In that regard, you can even go at times lining up whether you're going in an odd or even front. You can be a versatile type of a front there. I get it. But to your initial question, would I draft him at 5? If he's BPA, of course, but if he's there with other players that I think that can be a little bit more productive, I might not take him at 5. I'm going to be honest with you. Because it depends on how the board is. Who's the first 4 off the board?
Yeah.
That's what's going to dictate to me, do I take him? Because, I'm going to be honest with you. If Malian still can't say his name right. If he's
Mayaga,
there,
yeah, Mayaga.
yeah, Mayaga, thank you. I, 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 I would have to sit here and say, would I want him because he can play tackle as well as guard over Bane? You know, and they're both good players. Don't think I'm saying they're not. They're both very, very good players. So it's
I'm
like,
conflicted with this one,
yeah,
Coach,
that would be
because I'm gonna say why. Because when defense is coming back, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all might see a video from me on my channel about defense coming back. Ruben, what he just said, what Pat just said, that changes the game in so many ways. And if you can get you some competent motherfucking corners out there, you know what I'm saying? You good money with that type of line. And to be honest though, the one blowback I would have is like he said, you still need linebackers and you still got to make sure you want to stop that run. But you teams better not getting third long, second and long situations. It's going to be hell to pay with that type of defense. And you have a defense like none other in it gives you an advantage in your division. Like that puts your defense over Philly, in my opinion, over if these guys like actually pan out to their potential. We got to talk about that, but over Philly, over Dallas, and definitely over Washington. It gives you an advantage in your division. The where I'm conflicted at, of course. Where I'm conflicted at is, do you want to do that, or do you want to push more on the offense? Which has definitely been a sore spot, and where you got the franchise quarterback that you drafted, so the offensive lineman would be. But let's not get ahead of ourselves.
No, that's fine. We'll keep going. So again, I did to your question. I'm probably going to lean not to. So
okay.
So
let's start with Reese. Arvell Reese here.
I will say this about Bane. He is 276. He can definitely play with the big boys down there. That's the reason why I said that. He's not some fast edge rusher. He plays with the big boys and gets busy. That's why I like that pick.
I'm with you, Pat. Like I said, I said he was 275. He's built with a stout lower base too. I'm not gonna say it because you guys are, y'all go crazy when somebody says, but you know what Mike Mayock used to say about guys with the stout lower bases. So, and he's built like that. So, so I know where Pat is coming from, and I understand. So, and it is intriguing. But to your point too, you got the franchise quarterback. And don't forget right now the dilemma. And that's where free agency comes into play, because that's the
very
other thing.
key. Very key.
Free agency is going to tell us everything we need to do going to the draft. Because right now, our right side of our offensive line, do you put Marcus Bowe there? Who's at guard? What do you do? Do you move Marcus Bowe inside? Who's at tackle? So it's like you're in a quandary right now. So right now we have to wait and see.
I think, to be honest with you, this could be a thought process. Just remember I said this because, it'll get lost in whatever algorithm. There could be an ideology of, say, we go out in free agency and get veterans to help out this offense where you have a lot of young pieces on the offensive line, at receiver, at tight end, and you bring in some veterans. And then on defense, where you have a lot of your veterans already in place, you can plug in some of the younger guys that you get from the draft and build it up that way. That would be my approach. And we'll see if that's the Giants' approach. Remember me saying this. Let's see if they go out and target veterans. I'm already hearing guys like Lindenbaum, possibly a Mike Evans. You know what I'm saying? Like guys.
Humphrey.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So let's see if they go out and get some help on the offensive line, get some help at receiver, while y'all wanting, Mauiaga and Carnell Tate. Let's see if they go and plug those spots in free agency, and then it will open them up to take a Arvell Reese or a Reuben Bain Jr. or even a Caleb Downs. Let's talk about Reese though for a second. This is one of my favorites so far for the Giants. And it's just time. Like your linebacker play in the inside has been suspect for freaking years, and you keep trying to plug it with free agents. It's going back fucking since Antonio Pierce, but I mean he was good. You got some hits there. Don't get it twisted. But you always going through free agency to plug up that spot. And it's just time. And this is the guy. Now, he might not make it to 5. Good chance he won't. But for whatever reason, if he does, if he get caught smoking a joint on camera or some shit like that, and they just do his stock drops, you know what I'm saying? Immediately run to the podium and draft Arvell Reese, man. Like, this is what you need here. All the great defenses have game changers at linebacker. This guy's a game changer. I'm going to let the coach tell you how, though. Go ahead, coach.
I'm even more conflicted with him. He's good. And trust me, for those of you who don't know, I'm Big Ten through and through, so trust me when I say I've watched Old State. Being a Rutgers Scarlet Knight fan, trust and believe, I've watched them. So I know what these players bring to the table. He is, you can make the argument that he's better with his hand in the dirt, even though he can play off ball. And I think he's almost a carbon copy of Carter, except I think he is better in pass coverage than Carter is. So, he will survive as an off ball a little bit better than Carter will. But
appreciate you,
they're
Charles.
kind of the same because you can put him at the edge and he can come off that edge and he can cause havoc. He definitely can. He can handle being off ball. He can take on the offensive lineman. He can beat him with power. He can beat him with speed. He can beat him in taking different angles. So he's smart. And this is the other thing too about him and Downs. They've already been coached in terms of NFL defensive because Patricia is their DC and he is elite, and he's given them the tools to be able to handle playing in any type of defense. Whether
Patricia
it's an even,
Patriots
yes,
coordinator.
whether they're in an even or an odd front, whatever it is, they can fit in. So he has that versatility. So and he has he has that nastiness. So it's like if we didn't have Carter, I would say we can grab him up real quick. So it's like, yes, I get it. And I know where you're coming from. If he's there at 5, you run up and give the slip right away. You don't even wait the full time frame. You literally, go up there and do it. So I understand, and it's helping solidify your defense. I get it, and I can't poo-poo that. I can't, But in the one thing that I was saying is he a Carter with better pass coverage? Because if that's the case, and then it goes into, but then again, you can never have enough people.
I was going to say, what if he is? It's great.
No,
you got two of them.
But you can never have enough guys getting after the quarterback, whether it's Burns, him, Carter, and Thibodeau. Because when we were winning Super Bowls, the thing that was out there, get him 3rd and long, and put all your edge guys on that whole defensive line and let them go eat. So I get it. And you were talking about Gold Jacket. Yeah, he definitely has those tools to be a gold jacket player.
I agree. All right, last one here. We going to the trenches, man. Coach's favorite, man.
Sexy fatties.
Francisco Mariaga. Tackle from Miami. This would be my second favorite pick. Can't get Reese if he's on the board. I'm taking him because, again, it's that line just has to it has to get better. You know what I'm saying? For you to truly compete on offense in your division. Now, you know, they battle on defense. They've been battling on defense. You know what I mean? But to compete on offense in your division, that line's got to get better. You can't see John Michael Smiths and the Runyons and Rand Rottens and the Vans, and that's what they like, Vans. You know what I'm saying? Getting ran over. You know what I'm saying? So it's just and I watched this kid's tape. Like, you know, it's legit, man. Like, and you can make that decision whether you want him at tackle or Marcus Bowe. I don't care. Just get him out there and run the fucking football. That's what I'm trying to see. But talk about the sexy fatty, coach.
Come closer. Come closer. Let me tell you something. This is him for me. This is him. All right. I'm telling you, you want breakfast? You get your side, whatever, you know, if you beef sausage, whatever, sausage, bacon. He's gonna get you pancakes, and you get your butter, your syrup, your powdered sugar. He's nasty with it in the run game.
Yeah.
You know, now there's only two guys who I figure on as far as linemen that are nasty. It's him and the kid from Penn State. They are nasty. And when you go down, they're trying to bring their weight on top of you while you're going down.
Yeah.
So you can and they want to, and here's the thing. Haven't played offensive line. We love when we go down, when a player is falling to the ground and we're falling on top of them, and you hear that, and you're like, yes, and see, he's it, and you can put now. He's good at tackle. You know, he has to work on.
I want him at guard, bro. I'm already seeing
back to my point.
Yeah,
you can move him inside.
I want him at guard, and I want Bowe at tackle.
Move people. See, that's the thing that and shout out to David Pollock. If you don't know, you guys, him and Greg Malcolm were talking about offensive linemen and the problems today, and they were basically saying that offensive line play is soft today in college, but a guy like this is not soft. He's nasty. He's going to move you, and he's going to when he's getting up, he's going to step over you. That's one of the that's an ultimate insult when an offensive lineman does that. They know they whooped your ass, and they're gonna step all over you, and they're gonna put their chest out and walk back to the huddle. And in the huddle, you're gonna say to his other lineman, "Yeah, I put him on his ass. Okay. He's gonna bitch up and he's gonna quit soon. Trust him. You know, he's that dude. He's the one that I'm like, I'll put him at guard. If you want Bowe, or if you do sign the Luminor, him and the Luminor over there.
Yeah.
Look, I'm telling you right now. What's up, Giant Topic, man? I'm telling you right now.
What's good? Appreciate you tapping in.
And now here's the other thing. At guard, he's going to give Jackson Dart all the angles, keep him clean, keep his face clean, so he can sit back there and do his thing. And when he gets his hands on you, more than anything, you are done. Son, you are done.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Like
Yeah, Lee, stepping over. No,
you,
not
but
stepping
you,
on, stepping over.
but what you need is attitude on that offensive line, man. We got too much finesse, too many, dancing bears, and man. I want dudes gonna knock you out. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's what
Get him and Linderbaum. Him and Linderbaum.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Get nasty. Get physical with your division.
Go ahead, Pat.
All right, you got it, bro.
With Francis I can't say that last name. Moagua.
Yeah.
You move him to guard.
Thank you.
And I will say this, going into next season, if you do bring back Illuminor and put him at guard and maybe, try to get another road grading guard like a Wyatt Teller or somebody, we won't have a finesse line anymore.
Exactly.
So we're gonna have an offensive line where you're gonna have to run the ball. True and true out, because I'm not saying that we wouldn't be able to pass block well with those guys. I still think we'll be able to pass block well, especially if you get a Linderbaum. So if you had a line of Andrew Thomas, maybe Wyatt Teller, Linderbaum, this kid here, Francis, and Illuminor.
It's like that, yeah.
And Illuminor, that's like with Cam Scatterbo running behind it. It's gonna be a problem. And then he's probably gonna sign Ricard too, the fullback from the Ravens. So that's another big guy. Yeah, we're gonna be running the ball. So you just got to decide, is that going to be conducive to Jackson Dart's talent? Because we're going to be a running team.
Giant topic. Yeah, even if they do sign Jermaine Illuminor, I'm still going to get Francisco Mayaga.
Just to finish my point real quick. I'll go back to the dungeon. Yeah, we'll be a road graded line. So does that help Jackson Dart as far as the people that want to see this hot flying quarterback? I think that brings Jackson Dart's, not his playmaking ability, but that stuff that he's been doing this past season. I don't think he will have to do that very much. It will be quote unquote boring on offense because we'll be running the ball. I think a lot if they get somebody like this kid and sign Linderbaum. I'm telling you, we're going to be running the ball a lot because he's a guard. I've looked at his tape. That dude's he could be a hell of a guard. I have a little questions about him at tackle as far as dealing with speed rush, but if you put him at guard,
don't make that mistake again, Pat. They don't need to make that mistake again. When you see a guard, you put him at guard. You don't put him at tackle. You put him at guard.
Look,
it's a tackle, guard, but he's a guard. Yeah.
The only thing I will say to you, what you were saying, Pat, especially if we're run heavy, it sets up play action, and Dart is good with play action.
Yeah, and he'll be able to get those layered throws that he likes over the middle of the field with a big tight end like
exactly.
And it allows Neighbors to get his routes going and everything because you have to worry about the run.
You're bringing an extra body into the box, which will open.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to, because if you go up there with a light box, we're gonna run straight through you.
And it also allows him to do RPO, and you know what? On occasion, you're able to run. You still have his legs to be a threat, because the defense will have to account for him no matter what. Even if he's just doing action just to be a decoy. Because then he can keep it in, and there's a cutback lane for Scatterbo or Tracy or whoever else. So that's why this is key for me. It's always the offensive line.
Overall, out of all the guys that you're saying, I'm liking Reese, I'm liking Bain, and I'm definitely liking this kid. If we could get a Linderbaum to go with him, overall, it allows us to dictate the offensive side of the ball, because now you're going to be, you put that 5-man box up there and they mess around and do a draw and you get this kid and somebody like Taylor in the open field hitting it, going against safeties. It's going to be a problem. And Cam Scatterbo coming right behind him. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
And you
But we
gotta
will be a
think that
boring offense. We will be a boring
But
offense.
that will open it up too for Jackson Dart, because you thinking they bringing in Matt Nagy, right? Who
Yeah.
coached with Mahomes and the Chiefs over there. You know what I'm saying? With the style that they play, you thinking now if you have this type of offensive line and Jackson Dart actually has time, he can make some of those wild plays that you drafted him to make. You know what I'm saying? It will be easier than him, hype, and then, you know what I'm saying? He will actually have the time, like you see with guys like Mahomes, where you can sit in the pocket for 2, 3, 4 seconds, then take off, as opposed to him taking off from the hype because the line breaking down. That's going to be the difference. He can still be Jackson Dart, but you know what I'm saying? It will take away from the injury concern, like you're saying, because he's not getting unprotected from the hype. You know what I'm saying? That line can protect him, and he can make some of those wild plays, just getting, in case your receivers is down or you just don't have a good receiving core or whatever.
Yeah. Last thing on this, and I'm gonna let the show go on. My bad, fellas, but you'll see a quarterback in Jackson Dart that probably averaged around 3,500 to 3,700 yards at best with an offensive line like this, because you're gonna run the ball a lot, bro. And fans are gonna have to get ready, because you're not gonna see that top line offense that you think that you should have with Jackson Dart. You're gonna have a running offense, and they're gonna run that ball, and we're gonna catch you off guard with Coach said with play actions and RPOs. But that will bring down the injury concern with Jackson Dart, because you won't have to do it. He won't have to run out there and run through 4 or 5 people all the time to try to get something done. He'll be able to rely on his offensive line and that run game. And we'll win games 24-20 and 31, maybe 13 if the team is not good, because we just destroying them and taking time off the clock. That's the main thing. If we can take time off that clock and give that defense rest, and then that defense is playing well and getting them off the field, we're going to see games 28 to maybe 14 or 28-10 or something like that. So, well, you'll see, man. You'll see. But Francis Mayaga, that might be my first choice if they get Linderbaum. Real talk.
I think so too. And you can stay up if you want to, because we're gonna continue this conversation. But I'm gonna do it with the New York Jets. So shout out to you, Coach, for the article here. But we're gonna get into the New York Jets, and the Jets have a couple decisions to make, actually. But I do want to get into some of the draft. We're gonna be covering the draft a lot here on my channel, as well as the Aboriginal Sports Network. But look,
New York Jets.
So the Jets have a decision to make too. They're picking second. So you got your choice of all them dudes we named. They just got their pick of the litter, because the Raiders are taking Mendoza from all accounts. Though something drastically changes from now and until April. But they taking Mendoza, so you can go Bane, you can go Arvell Reese, you can go Caleb Downs, you can go Mariaga, Spencer Fano, you can go one of the receivers, Carnell Tate or whoever. You got your pick. This draft decision is a game changer, man. This one though is referring to Caleb Downs. Would you take Caleb Downs, number 2 overall? That's the question I want to talk about here with the Jets, man. And again, shout out to you. Number 2, a little spicy for me, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. For the Jets, now the Jets do good drafting secondary players. You can go front. You had your Sauce Gardners. You had your Jarrell Reeveses back in the day. You know, they had Jamal Adams when he was good. Like you've had some pretty good luck. That's one thing I could say about the Jets. You know, unlike the Giants, the Jets actually hit on their secondary picks usually. You know, I'd be terrified if the Giants take somebody, you know, in the secondary. Not so much safety, but definitely corner. But and number 2, I don't know, man. What you thinking, Coach? Is it too rich? Chat, is it too rich? It's too rich. What if the Giants had number 2? Just take Caleb Jones number 2. It was the Giants, but then we talking about the Jets though. It's the same situation.
In this article, here's the thing with this article. They compare them to Micah Parsons and Hamilton with these 2 players.
Yeah.
And you know those type of players, they're good. So the question is, like you said, what do you do? If I'm the Jets, I'm more probably apt to take Reese because he's versatile. He can play off ball. He can come off of the edge. You can move him around. So it's going to force the offense to try and identify where he is. Where's Reese? You know, now Downs, like I said earlier, he can come down and play in the box. He can play back in coverage. He can give you help in the nickel situation. So, you know, he's a good player. You know, so it comes down to, you know, your philosophy. You have a defensive-minded coach who's also a former defensive back. So is he going to want to do that? What's the situation with their front end right now? Because you don't have Quentin Williams anymore. So, you know, you have...
This is a damn shame.
You have linebackers who are okay, but what's his name? Who did the other lineman that they got for... was it Clark? I think it was Kenny Clark.
That was Dallas. Got Kenny Clark. Who the Jets?
Oh yeah. Who did the Jets get?
They traded their defensive players. They traded
Sauce defensive lineman back along with the pick. I forgot who they got, but the point I'm making is, you know, do you have the defensive line to be able to also help cover, give Reese help? Because if you don't have the front line to protect him, he's going to be, you know, consistently hit by offensive linemen. Now, there's going to be times he's going to make a play, he's going to avoid the block, but, you know, one of the things interior defensive linemen, their responsibility is to keep their linebackers clean. You know, you want to.
All right, so we got the roster here. So they got
Phillips. Okay.
Yeah, it ain't anybody back. I didn't think they got anybody back from Dallas. But yeah, that's what they got. They got Quincy Williams. They still got Jermaine Johnson.
The edges, I know they're good. That's why I said the inside. The inside, if you're getting Reese, you know, do you play him as an outside backer? You know, are you going to put him inside? You know, and put two backers in the box.
Well, remember they got another first round pick too.
Yeah, I know that.
So
the debate there is, you know, are they going to take quarterback at 16 or
no?
9? Well, it depends, because it depends on Ty Simpson. I'm going to be honest with you. Ty Simpson. One of the things that we heard was, look, the argument had always been at the beginning of the year he was a top quarterback and he was playing like it. But supposedly he got hurt. That's been the issue. So if during the combines and his pro days he shows that he's one of those top quarterbacks,
look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm for the Jets taking a quarterback, but is it worth that second first round pick? Can you
If
get it
he
in the Can you get it in the second round?
No, hold a minute. Because remember, we got Jackson Dart at what, 24? So the point I'm making is if he shows that he's worth it, then yes, you take him. Now, if you're saying that and your evaluations say he's a second round, late first, second rounder, then yeah, you're right. Don't take him at 16. I'm not saying definitely take him. I'm just saying what I've heard, and I got friends a lot of friends who are Jets fans, and every last one of them they've all said the same thing. If Simpson shows that he can be that quarterback, then you take him. You take him. And I have older guys who are my age who, made the joke, well, the Jets do well with quarterbacks from Alabama.
Do they?
I'm just saying. Joe Namath?
Man, how many freaking years ago was that? We still talking about that?
You're missing what I'm saying. I said they did. They made the joke that they do well with quarterbacks from Alabama.
Yeah, it better be a joke. Yeah.
That's what I said. I said they made the joke.
But they're also my
age. Don't forget they're my age, so they remember that. But my whole point being is this, okay? You got to look at what this kid does during the combine if he's there. I believe he's going to be there, and during his pro days. And then you got to go back and you got to look at the film, especially at the beginning of the year. And if he did get hurt, is he over the injuries? My understanding is that, if he's good, they're going to take him at 16. My friends want them to take him at 16 if he's good. Now, if he's not, then that's another discussion. But
here's the problem.
Getting back to this topic right here.
Yeah. So at 2, you're looking at the safeties. Cisco, Andre Cisco, and Malachi Moore. How you feeling about that? See what I'm saying? Like, it's not inspiring. Corners you got, I do like Azare Thomas, who we talked to at the Senior Bowl, but he needs time to develop. And you got Brandon Stevens, and then Brownlee as a nickel. So, that secondary can use some help too.
Of course.
So, there is a little bit of an argument for Caleb Downs here.
You can also get cornerbacks too later in the draft too. In the second and third rounds also. There's plenty of cornerbacks there. Now, safeties, I'd have to go back and re-look at that again. So
here's what we gotta determine about the draft. And y'all stay tuned, man. For the draft show we got coming up for y'all. But we have to determine, is this a draft where there's, they mention these gold jacket players or these game changers or, these elite prospects that you can't miss. Is there only 4 or 5 of them, like most of those defensive guys that we named, and then maybe you put in Mawiaga there, and then the quarterback Mendoza, is that it? Is that how this draft is, or is it a deep enough draft? Because I keep hearing it's a weak draft, whatever. Or is it a deep enough draft to where you can, you see what I'm saying, you can afford to pass maybe on those top defensive guys for maybe the top offensive guard or the top wide receiver. Now, I think that's something we got to talk about when we talk about the draft, just in general.
The Jets right now, to me, it's going to come down to this. For me, for the Jets, you want to make the argument, it can come down to 3 players. It's Reese, it's Downs, and it's Bain. To be brutally honest, whatchamacallit from Texas Tech is pretty much a carbon copy of what's it? McDonald and Jermaine Johnson, because he's definitely more of a speed, where Bane is a little bit more stout. So, and like Pat said earlier, you can also move him inside.
Move
at
inside if you
times.
need
So,
to. And you got Harrison Phillips and Briggs in there.
Yeah, so I mean, you can do that there. So, but realistically, if you're gonna rate them, I would say it's in that order. It's Reese, is down, and it's Baines. If you want offensively, do you really want to look at Tyson or Tate? I mean, because those are the only ones I can really think of. Offensive line, I mean, you can make the argument for Malianaga.
Let me ask you this, because there's some things being floated out there when we just, because I think I'm kind of leaning doubling up on the defensive side of the ball here with the Jets in the first round, because you and it a lot depends on the Breece Hall situation, because if you can't sign Breece Hall and you're not feeling good about your running game, the quarterback situation is key though. So here's my question: can the Jets figure out a good enough of a bridge? Because let's be honest, Aaron Glenn, being who he is, looking how he looked, is probably on the hot seat, believe it or not, and with the Jets. And this is New York, so short leash, period, whether you Jets or Giants. Shorter with the Giants, but still short with the Jets too. Does he have enough of a grace period to where he can afford to try the rookie quarterback out there, or do they have to figure out a solution? You know,
so screwed right
now. It's not a good pool. I mean, we talking Daniel Jones probably going back to the Colts, Malik Willis, who I personally, am high on, but I damn, that's tough for him to go to the Jets. I do see the fit though. But damn, it's the Jets,
you're gonna need that running game.
But I think at this point in his career, he's learned enough to where he can run your offense. So I mean, that at least gets you baseline, you know what I'm saying? If you put something around him and you know what I'm saying, protect them, but you can't do like Tennessee did and do their quarterbacks, just want to go out there and make miracles. You got to put some pieces around him. And that being said, a lot is going to cater on if you bringing back Breece Hall and you're going with this 1-2 punch at running back. And Breece Hall also gives you a weapon coming out of the backfield as well, that you're going to need, especially in your division with the Patriots getting hot now, and you still got Buffalo, and we'll see what Miami's and they falling apart on what they doing over there. Speaking of Miami, the Tua thing's been floated out there. You can't put Tua in New York. That's a fucking disaster. Nor can you put Kyler Murray in New York. That will be a disaster. So I think those two are off the table, in my opinion. But it's being floated out there. So is there a good enough solution at quarterback to where you can feel comfortable taking a quarterback again this year, because Aaron Glenn is under pressure to win some games? That's gonna be my final one question here for the Jets.
Let me just answer Lee's question. Yeah, plural. I meant that plurally, because you also have Richard Todd, who, while he wasn't elite, he was still a serviceable, and he was good enough for the Jets, and he was from Alabama also. So that's why I said what I said. So, with quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I'm like,
yeah. So Joe Namath's
Just
Richard Todd.
quarterbacks.
Yeah. So,
Stink.
but
But yeah, man.
Jets
What they doing? What they doing?
Quarterback. Honestly, to be honest with you, if you can get Malik Willis, you go out and you get him. You definitely do that right now. Yes, they're in a quandary, but they also still have 2 first rounds the year after next year after this draft too. So no matter what happens, they still are in position to, if next year's quarterback bunch is as advertised, they can still make plays for quarterbacks next year. So that being said, right now, you go out and you get Malik Willis. I personally am. You got to bring back Brees Hall. Now with the Jets, you also have to solidify your offensive line. You definitely have to do that.
Yeah.
You definitely need to fix that offensive line. So if you have Brees Hall,
Well, remember they did draft Fashanu, and we talked about Elijah Vera Tucker on the show last week. So I mean, if you get them to, I mean, if they're good, you got Mimbo out there at right tackle. So I mean, you still need some pieces. I think in the interior, maybe. So, but it's not. I don't think it's horrible. Still needs upgraded. Yes. But again, that's what we're talking about. When you bring in Malik Willis, what you gonna do? You just gonna go all defense and just leave him out there with this trash? You see what I'm saying? Well, it's not trash, but yeah, if you lose Brees Hall and Elijah Vera Tucker, it will be trash.
And that's where it's key, because you're going to need a legit number 2 receiver to go along with Wilson, to really help if you bring Willis in. Yeah, because right now Fields, I think, is probably going to end up getting cut, because my understanding is you can make a cut with him.
You can't trot him back out there.
Yeah, no, I'm saying you can cut him and you can gain money too. So you're going to go with Brady Cook, or Tyrod Taylor or Hendon Hooker.
Nah, bro.
Nah. So you bring in a guy like Malik Willis, and I'm not saying he's your savior, but he would definitely be much better than what they have right now. And, offensively, yes, and again, there's also free agency. They're going to have money. The Jets, one thing I do believe with the cap, they're going to have money to go out and spend. So they'll be able to bring veteran guys maybe to the offensive side where you can focus on that defense. So, that's why this article was so intriguing, because that number 2 pick really says a lot. And you said it too. And you have a head coach who might be on a hot seat. Yeah. So, but if he can go out there and, number one, show that this team improved and they're competing, and you see that it's trending in the right direction, then yeah, he'll be able to stay. But if it's continuing like it was this past year, then and who knows? We can't.
Hey man, I would hope he doesn't go to the Jets and his career gets ruined. That's why it's so tenuous here with this situation, because in one sense, I want to see Malik Willis get a shot, and I want to see the Jets, improve. I'm not a hater of the New York Jets. You know what I'm saying? They're just like a little brother to me. You know what I'm saying?
So,
but
the one thing that's good for any quarterback, though, is good defense and a good run game.
And that is the key, like we talking about. If you bring in Hall and Vera Tucker back healthy, you think your running game should improve, and
still have Allen too,
you got Allen, and the Jets wasn't bad at that bad at running the ball, man. It was the quarterback play was just awful.
Exactly.
And if you put them pieces on defense, them 2 first rounders, if you're going to use them on defense, which I'm starting to lean towards, because it's Todd Simpson. It can't Aaron Glenn afford to roll with Todd Simpson? I don't think
That's
he
fair.
can, bro.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That's kind of unfair to that dude, bro. It's like, all right, you want me to try the rookie out there? Last year you gave me Justin Fields. Now you're gonna give me a rookie, and you're gonna put me on a hot seat. Like, come on, bro.
but with a rookie though, don't forget. Like,
at least give me a veteran.
Look, I get you with a veteran, but even with a rookie, I just said, what's the best thing for a quarterback? It doesn't matter what year if you he's in, whether it's a rookie or a veteran. But if you have a very good run game and a very good defense, even with a rookie quarterback, that's why I'm saying if he's the best option. That's so now, if you're telling me Malik Willis, okay, fine. I mean, what are you going to pay him? I'm not saying pay him 40 mil a year, but if you're paying 15 or so.
But is Malik Willis going? You see, I feel like if he goes to the Jets in 2 years, he's gonna be off the Jets. That's kind of how I'm feeling, because I'm feeling like it's gonna go.
Which is even more the reason why he might end up having to go get a rookie.
I kind of feeling like it's gonna go like, all right, cool. You sign Malik Willis. It don't go well for whatever reason. Aaron Glenn gets fired. New coach comes in. Malik Willis is out of there.
No,
you see what I'm saying? Fair. And that's why I'm kind of like a little bit hesitant to want to go with that fit for Malik Willis, but because it is
the Jets. That's why this pick, really, more than anything, free agency is going to tell us more than the Giants where the Jets are going. I really think that's going to tell us, how they're spending their money, what are they doing? Are they solidifying their offense? Then you're going to say, okay, maybe, and that's the other thing with a rookie. If you put some good vets around him, a good number 2, bring back Breece Hall, solidify their offensive line, you can get by with a rookie, and that'll be fair. That will be fair to Aaron Glenn. I mean, you also have Frank Wright, who's a vet. Is it Frank Wright who's now the OC? Yeah, Frank Wright, who's a veteran OC. So, I mean, and he's coaching for himself because, look, if not, he's going to be going too. So, I mean, free agency for everyone is going to tell us everything. Then we'll start to see which way the draft is going.
I don't know what's wrong with Twitter, Leaf. I'm trying to send you the link, and it's telling me the messages are in read-only mode. Why would the chat be in read-only mode? Like, this app is so trash. Like, I hate it. So
acting up the last couple of days, bro.
I guess I can drop it in the public chat, but chat, this is just for Leaf. Don't hit this link because I'm not letting you up here. And I got a goon in the backstage that's gonna police the shit. So just be respectful, man. So I'm gonna drop it for Leaf. But yeah, that's it. Cause we can't be on here all night. Not to be rude to anybody. Just saying. We want to move the show along. But I do want to talk Nets. Because the Nets are some things going on with the Brooklyn Nets. Some positive, some not so positive. We're gonna get into the Knicks, and we'll hit baseball, and then we'll get into this coach segment. So we still got a lot planned for you guys, but let's get into the Brooklyn Nets at this time. We're gonna bring in Mr. Leif Diggy. There he is. Yo, what's good with you, bro?
Yo, what's good, man? Yo, I'm hot. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, man, loud and clear, man. What is popping, bro?
Ain't nothing, man. I finally got back in the crib, man. That 9 to 5 is gone. I got some new money coming in, man. I'm trying to upgrade all my stuff in the house.
New money's good money.
Yeah. I got some new license bread. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be all right, man. For the most part, man. I'm down in an affordable area, man. But I seen what you was talking about on Twitter. It said the same exact thing. I'm gonna just put you in a group with somebody with one of somebody from my channel, and then we're gonna send the messages from there. But we should be all right.
That's weird. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
it is.
No,
Twitter out of
I don't
control.
even go to the app. So how did my settings? You see what I'm saying? Couldn't have been no settings change. It's the app just did it. Decided,
I
hey,
don't know. I have
no,
no idea.
I don't want y'all talking no more. You can just read the message.
Which is
How can I
unexcusable.
send? How can I read a message that I can't send?
Which is crazy because you sent me the fire ass goddamn thumbnails, by the way, which I appreciated, man.
Yeah, I sent
Shout-
those, and then it just blocked me out of it. I guess it said,
Yeah,
"All
so-
right, you doing too much here. You
I don't know what
thumbnails.
had happened, man.
Cut
man.
that shit out, NYG.
The thumbnails must have shut down
that.
everything, man.
Yeah,
So
bro. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know, Diva.
But let's get into the Brooklyn Nets here, and I want to start with Nolan Traore. Now I've been paying closer attention to this kid as of late. I watched the piece on him, and I also watched some film. You know, I do basketball and independent film review on my own time, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the potential. And I think they may have a gem here with this kid. Now, you know, the people pissed off about Cam Thomas going over there to the Bucks, lighting it up. So there's that aspect of things. I know you wasn't real big on Cam Thomas, but so let's start with Nolan Traore, and what have you seen from this kid, and do you think he has potential to be, I guess, a better version of, you know, what they wanted from Cam Thomas?
I think so. Already at the age of 19, if you go around basketball law, they calling this kid the fastest player in basketball on any level, on every level right now, bro. Like, so I mean, I think he has that. I think defensively, he's definitely shown what he could do defensively. I didn't think he was at that good defensively. He's staying in front of guys. He's not getting beat. He could do certain things, man. Like, I would like for him to speed up the game a lot more, bro, because obviously Yegor, they basically either telling Yegor you need to just shoot, or he's just focusing on just shooting, or one or the other, man. But definitely, I like this kid. His foot speed, his speed with the ball, his first step is incredible, bro. I think he's working on. He's adjusted to the speed of the NBA very, very quickly, bro. The only thing I have a problem with him is his what he can do away from the basket. So, from this point on, the only thing he needs to work on is shooting. I need you to work on 30-footers, 20-footers, 40-footers. I don't give a damn where you pull this shit from. Like, listen, I need you to shoot that ball. You get enough space, shoot it. Step back, side steps, forward steps, bro. Like face ups, middies, floaters. I need you to shoot that ball. Go to Steph camp if you need to. Do whatever you need to do, bro. I need you pulling that shit. Simple as that. I don't need you doing nothing else but working on your shooting. You already know how to get to the basket. You already know how to do that. Shoot that damn ball.
Leaf, did the Nets make a mistake not getting nothing in return for Cam Thomas?
No, they didn't, because they
Really?
wasn't gonna get enough of him. Cam Thomas. Anyway, Cam Thomas. From what I'm hearing, he it was his idea to sign the deal for the no trade clause, because he pretty much kind of knew they was gonna cut him. In that aspect, or if he did sign a 2-year, $28 million. He was allegedly they were going to trade him because realistically it wasn't really any trade value for him, simply because his contract wasn't crazy enough. You know what I'm saying? So, like, realistically, it really wasn't nothing that they could get. So I'm not. Listen, dumb front offices do dumb shit. I'm not gonna say dumb organizations. Dumb front offices do dumb shit all the time. This is a part of a long list of dumb things a lot of dumb front offices have done, and Sean Marks is a part of that chain. It is what it is, bro. Like I have no listen. Cam Thomas, will he be on the Bucks this time next year? I don't know. I don't really care.
Looking
What's
pretty
done
good
is
on the
done.
Bucks though. I'm gonna be honest with
Yeah.
you.
I mean, yeah.
And
After that
I
one
think
game when he put up 34, yeah, I
think
understand.
I think they. I feel like you could have made that work out a little bit better than releasing them and getting nothing for them. I don't agree with that, bro. Pat, chime in.
It's Nolan Traore kid. Build.
Yeah,
I think this kid can be nice. Like he's dope. Build. I won't worry about Kevin Thomas. You know what I'm saying? If he didn't want to be there and if it wasn't no trade value, it just happens. Move on from that mistake and build. Get you a solid big man that you could put down there that can bang and get some rebounds for you, and build with this Nolan Traore because this kid can facilitate as well as score.
Yeah, he's a
That's
good
a
passer.
fact. He's a damn good passer.
Very good passer.
So
That's what I like about his game.
I'm willing to
Good
take
court
Pat's advice on this, bro. But he during the draft he said Ben Surratt was gonna be all right, and it turns out, bro, he's probably even worse than Killian Hayes. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know if I can take.
But what about
I don't know
Dimon?
if I can take Pat.
What about Igor? What about Igor Dimon? How you feel about him? I know you like Danny Wolf, but talk about Igor for a second because he's the other number one pick. Mosey said we ain't get nothing.
Well,
Traore, I think is a hit. But go ahead and talk about Igor.
Yegor, is it Yegor? Yegor, whatever. Yeah, it's Yegor. That's what they call him. Well, Yegor to me, it seems like they have him basically training one thing at a time. This entire season, all he's been working on is his 3-point shooting, which is why he's been shooting 39% from the three. You know what I'm saying? Which is the highest on our team outside of MPJ. So realistically, like this kid is this is another 19-year-old. They got him in, kind of trained by a year type of thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what he's doing, man. I mean, I think he's I don't think we're gonna see the best version of him until he starts gaining weight, until he starts putting on muscle.
who is number 8 for you guys?
Number 8, Yegor the man.
Oh, that's what you're talking.
Yeah.
Nice. I like him too.
I mean,
Man, build, bro. Build. That's all I gotta say. Build.
Look, listen. Here's the thing about the build thing when it comes to the Nets. That's not what we do. There's nobody that has been in our front office.
That's what I was gonna get to.
There's nobody that's been in our front office.
They build the players up and then get rid of them. That's what they do.
That's exactly
they build
what
them
they
up
do.
and get rid of them. That's why I'm a little peeved about Cam Thomas. It's not that I don't think we have nothing or we can't recover from losing Cam Thomas. It's not what I'm saying. It's just the fact that you're always building up these players and then you get rid of them and you just keep doing it. And then when you're ready to win, you go out and get a bunch of fucking veterans and you don't do shit. You trade a bunch of your players and then you don't do nothing.
The thing with Cam Thomas is, and I've told people this before, listen, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden are one way or the other considered his vets because when he got here, they were here. So he's seen KD come here, get what he want, leave. He's seen Kyrie come here, get what he want, leave. He's seen James Harden come here, get what he want, leave. And that's pretty much what's been altered through his mind.
That's the culture, right?
You know what I'm saying? Because now you have players that are pretty much going to come here, get what they want, and leave.
Yeah, you see,
and you seeing that same
Bridges
cycle
come and go. You seeing Cam Johnson come and go. You seeing all these players, the players that they got in these trades, get traded. So again, you're not building anything. That's the point. That's that. And then they got this dude ranked 15th, like he's some top GM. Like, get the fuck out of here. Just because you pulled off a trade for Kevin Durant. So what? You ain't do nothing with him? But I want to get Coach. Let me get Coach in here, man, because Coach been quiet, man. What's your thought about. I don't know if you've seen Nolan Traore, but if you have, you can comment on that and give us your thoughts on the Cam Thomas situation.
The camp, as far as your players, no, I haven't really sat down and watched them. But as far as Cam Thomas, because when he got left and then went to Milwaukee, it was just like, what is going on? And you always speak to it. You do. I admit, NYG, you always speak to that. Where players come in and then, just like you said, they're out the door, and you're not building or you're not developing something that's sustainable for the long term. So that's what has me confused with the Nets, because it's like, okay, well, you do have talent from time to time. So, and there were times where you were showing that you were competing at the highest of levels. So what's going on? Because not to be funny, but yeah, new basketball. When I think basketball, I do think of New York City. I do think of the Knicks, the Nets, and the Liberty. I really do. And I think of the college teams and some of the high school teams. I do think of that. And the playground, and it's like, what's going on? And then, like I said, I see him go there in 34. It's like, and I'm saying to myself, if I'm Giannis, I'm like, okay, if we can really continue with this kid,
you might have just got the key to keep Giannis.
To be honest, so it's like, and
gave it away.
Always said he can score.
And then it's funny. They're actually trying to get Giannis.
They don't have the keys to keep Giannis. I can tell you for a fact, bro.
But that's never mind that. It's just a hypothetical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but what's ironic about it is the Nets were actually trying to trade for Giannis. So it's like, what are you doing? How are you even in a conversation with trading for Giannis? That's what I'm talking about, bro. So you already thinking about, can I flip some of these young dudes? And what's going on?
I can answer that question, bro. The reason being is because of economics. For those of the people that don't know, Giannis bought a building in Sunset Park area in Brooklyn, New York, for $48 million, bro, to basically put his family in. For $4.8 million, excuse me, not $48 million. $4.8 million, basically. And he plans on being in New York in some type of setting.
Yeah, with the Knicks. So what are the Nets doing?
I listen. Look, I'll put it to you this way, bro. Listen, the players that we were looking forward to getting traded in terms of this market, whether it's Ja Morant, Giannis, Zion, to some extent, man, I think those deals are gonna happen in the summertime, and I think that the Bucks is not leaving. They're not letting Giannis go without getting a whole bunch of bang for their buck. We just saw Triple J get traded to a rectangular state in Utah for 3 firsts. Like like the Bucks will be damned.
He ain't Giannis though, bro. With all
exactly. So the Milwaukee Bucks at minimum would be damned if Giannis doesn't go for 5 unprotected. We traded Mikal for 5 firsts and hired a coach before that and told him, hey, yo, listen, we not winning. We got to pivot.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to start losing games, bro, because I guarantee you, this second half of the season, you are going to see some of the most astronomical tanking that you will ever see in your life. I'm telling you, you're going to see ways to lose games that you ain't even think was possible. Bro.
And that's pitiful, bro. Who wants to watch that every single fucking year? And let me tell you something. What are they selling Giannis or any of these free agents or any of these dudes that because NBA players pretty much control where they go, especially players of that caliber. What the fuck are they selling Giannis on?
They're selling Giannis the same thing we saw. They sold Kevin Durant. Come here, get paid, and then leave.
Oh man, this is terrible, man.
That's what they did. The Nets. The Nets since 2018, probably even before that, the Nets have become a pit stop franchise.
Oh my god, man. I can't, man. Let's get to the New York Knicks, man.
Oh boy, I think this ought to be fun.
Sit now. I'm trying to find where's my article at. But I got something for y'all. Just give me a second. Nope, that's not it. Oh yeah, this is it right here. I got you. Hold on. I need to pause it. Let's share the tab. All right, so this is a video of Perkins and Stephen A. Smith. So they talking about Jalen Brunson and the Jalen Brunson's MVP candidacy. Now, the Knicks signed I don't know this dude's name, but they signed some dude, whatever. Coach, you can speak on that.
Jeremy.
Yeah, you could touch on the moves as you follow the team more closely than I do, but I want to talk about this stuff right here. You know, I'm gonna get to the messy shit. All right, Jalen Brunson, an MVP candidate. Let's hear what Perkins has to say on the deal here.
Top three right now is Jaylen Brown, Cade Cunningham, and I would have to lean more towards Jalen Brunson.
So, Kendrick Perkins says his MVP candidates are Jaylen Brown, who I agree with, Cade Cunningham, who I kind of agree with too, and then it's Jalen Brunson. Now, you can't necessarily disagree with it, but because I mean he is having a fantastic season, and the Knicks are, what are they, second in the East now? So, but I mean, is he a MVP candidate?
To be considered, of course. I mean,
is he your MVP?
To be considered. That's why I said that. The key word is considered. Considered, yes. Am I going to sit here and say hands down he's going to win? No, I'm not going to say that. But one of the things I have seen whenever I do see Jalen play, he's kind of like cruising at times. He's trying to set up other guys. He's definitely trying to get Cat going. Sometimes you have OG or Mikal or other guys step up, and you're like, well, what the hell's the man? And I look at the box score in the second quarter, and Brunson has 6 points, 8 points. But then come the end of the game, he has 30 points. It's 28 points. You know, so it's like, yes, it's quiet. But the one thing I'm noticing is he's facilitating just a little bit more, trying to get the other guys going, which is going to help the team in the long run. See, that's the thing more than anything. That's why I said considered. Jalen Brunson is more of a team player. He wants to get everybody else going too. Because we all know Jalen Brunson, if he really wants to be selfish, yeah, he could push, a consistent 30 points per game, 33-ish, maybe, somewhere in that range, on a consistent basis every game. But he's not doing that. He's trying to get Cat going, because Cat is a little temperamentally, OG with those corner threes. Mikal, that's his boy. Mm-hmm. Josh Hart is hitting 40% from 3 points this year. So, he's trying to expand the whole team, not just his game. So to be considered, to win it, I think he has to be a whole lot more selfish, to be brutally honest. He really does. But is that going to be at the detriment of his team? Because think about it. When he signed his extension, he did it for the team. He could have easily then taken more money, but then we might not have the team we have right now. But can he be considered? Sure, he can be considered. But do I think he would win it right now? No, I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't. I have to be fair. You know, there's definitely guys who are definitely better, you know, in terms of their production. But as far as a true leader, yeah. As far as, you know, if I'm going to put money on who's going to win a game for me, he's one of the maybe 2 or 3 in the league. I'm definitely going to put that money on. Definitely. To win it, take a last second shot and win it for the team.
Leaf, Jalen Brunson, MVP candidate. What you think?
He is. He's definitely an MVP candidate. He's been playing pretty okay. Tough for me to say, man, because I don't give a damn about nothing that the Knicks are doing at all. I think they're accident waiting to happen, but he's for sure a MVP candidate for sure, bro. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Is he a high candidate on the list than other players? Maybe not. I mean, I think if people's been watching, they probably got SGA to win this MVP all over again because.
And shame on Perkins. I mean, he went with all 3 Eastern Conference. Like, you ain't show the West no love, man. You ain't show what's my man out there? Ant-Man, Joker, SGA. Like, you ain't show none of them.
I think Joker's officially out of the race. Joker missed too many games.
Oh yeah, they got that new games. I don't like that shit either, man. But
I mean, I don't like it, but at the same time, I know why it's implemented. It's implemented so, you know, a lot of money don't get stolen come free agency. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why it's implemented. And you know it's been a lot of robbers in the league, bro. Like it's been some thievery going on in the off season, bro. Like they making sure that we don't have another Ben Simmons running around like and stealing money. That's what they make sure of. So, hell, I think Kawhi been playing pretty damn well. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Kawhi can't have the amount of games played, as many games as he missed. He can't.
But
I would be shocked.
This season, believe it or not, he do.
He that is amazing.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is. But we all know at some point, it's them knee injuries is probably gonna come back.
I just don't see it lasting. Yeah,
I don't see it lasting. Plus, the Clippers is the Clippers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly.
But real quick, because we do got to get to the baseball here soon. I do got one last question here on the Knicks. You got a big game coming up here against the Detroit Pistons. You got your ass beat down twice in a row. Now, the Pistons, you 6 games out from Detroit. You know, you only a half a game behind Boston. Now, the Knicks got to show something here against this Pistons team. I feel like to be truly considered like an NBA title contender. Well, they are a title contender, but to win it, you're gonna have to go through Detroit. You know, I think in 7 games they can get Boston without Jason Tatum, but Detroit is a problem, and you got a big game coming up here against Detroit. So, Coach Leaf, are the Knicks good enough to beat the Pistons?
Yes.
Elaborate.
On paper.
I'm just saying, are they good enough? Whether it's on paper or on the court. They play the games on the court, and on the court they get your ass kicked.
Here's the deal, okay? All right, because right now the Knicks, with the 2 new acquisitions that they picked up during the trade, and then who came over from San Antonio. He was a key player over there at San Antonio. He definitely was. Now, he's not a good shooter, but he's a dog as a defender. And that's the one thing that New York definitely had, at least with their second unit now. they have defenders: Mitchell Robinson, Alvarado, Shohan, what's his name? Who played with y'all too?
Bridges.
No. On the second unit, not starters.
Jordan Clarkson.
Clarkston.
No, the guard who played with you guys, the Nets.
Struder.
No, 44 for the Knicks.
Landry Shamet.
Yes, thank you. Shamet can play a little bit of defense. You have Deuce when he comes back, and then mixing it in with OG and Mikal Bridges. My point being is, no longer is it a cakewalk defense to do things or to attack the Knicks. They can switch. Now doesn't mean that you're probably going to have less and less of Jalen and Cat together. Yes, but that's perfectly fine. You can mix and match with them on the second unit, just to keep things going. That's where you can get things offensively, but defensively it's there. Now, here's the key, because these Alvarado, we saw what he did first game against Philly. I'm not expecting that on a consistent basis, but you're seeing that first of all, he's from Brooklyn, that, so he bringing that Brooklyn grit to the Knicks. He definitely does. His defense on the ball, he can hit those timely 3-pointers. He can facilitate. So is he a Jalen Brunson? No, I'm not gonna sit here and say that, but he does give you something. Now, Shohan, he can guard 1 through 5. So, and he's physical. He's 6'8". He's long. He's tough. So the only thing that he doesn't have consistently is the 3-point shooting. So, he can even bring the ball up, facilitate, and do things of that nature. Go back and watch him with San Antonio last year and the years before. You're going to see. You're going to be like, why did San Antonio let him go? So there are key pieces there. Now they have to gel. These games right now to the end of the season is prepping for the playoffs. I'm going to be brutally honest. That's what it is. It's all or nothing right now. And that's what it boils down to. But they do have the keys. Can they play with Detroit? Yes. They can play with, I really believe they can play with anybody in the league if they play as a team. Now, if they don't play as a team, they can get beat just like anyone else. So,
we're going to get to the snacks, Drew. We definitely going to get to the snacks. Stay tuned. But go ahead, Leaf, man. Can the Knicks beat the Pistons?
Yes, the Knicks can beat the Pistons. The problem is they won't. They're going to get their ass kicked because they done got their ass kicked by the Pistons in every phase of the game in the last 2 games. Physically, the Pistons have had their way with them.
That's what I'm talking. The physicality.
They have no real answer for the Pistons front court. Jalen Duran and Isaiah Stewart have
with 2 haters. I'm just saying.
I'm not paying that no mind. I really don't.
Listen.
I'm being fair with the Knicks. You keep on with that hating. No.
Because the same thing, everything was said. The same thing was last year. It's the same thing. Detroit had our number last year, and in the playoffs, the Knicks had them.
I never said Detroit had our number last year.
Different ball game.
I never said that.
You're missing what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
All I'm gonna say is
the Knicks are different too now. With those 2 trades, with that dude.
Man, you worry about the goddamn Bulls over there when they trade all they goddamn players.
You can talk to me how you want,
but then, you know what I'm saying? Trying to take the Knicks side of it. Because the Knicks,
I'm just telling you the truth. They're different too.
I'm gonna tell you why they not.
They got from San Antonio.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see how different they are.
I want to hear what Leaf said. He listened to me. I'm gonna listen to him. Go ahead.
Pat, they not a different team, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's gonna come down to the starters at the end of the day. It's gonna come down to Brunson and Cat not being put in pick and roll situations, bro, down the stretch, because now the Pistons have figured out how to play. How to use Durant better, and they figured out how to use K better, bro, in a lot of these situations where they need to use them at. I'm telling you, man, like they have figured something out about the Knicks, and physically, bro, they can't do nothing with that front line, man. They are scared shitless of Isaiah Stewart and Durant. They're grown men. They grown men, and Cat is still a cat. At the end of the day,
Don't say
no.
we're scared of their front line, because that's not true. Because Mitchell Robinson ain't scared of none of them boys. He ain't scared of none. Now, am I saying he's an elite scorer? No. But don't say the Knicks are scared of him. No, they're not.
You
want to say that they
Towns,
no, he said the Knicks. He didn't say Cat is scared. He said the Knicks are scared of them boys.
Well, I'm saying I know Cat Towns, particularly. There has been questions, even from you and the producer in the back, to keep popping up talking shit. There's been questions from both of you about Carl Anthony Towns' toughness. And now you have this feisty ass, hungry ass Pistons team who are physical and they are vengeful, and because they did lose in that series last year. So I'm just interested to see. Ain't no hating on the Knicks. It's just I'm just interested to see. I'm already saying they better than everybody else. It's just the Pistons. We gotta see it.
I understand what you're saying, and all I'm saying is there's more pieces. You're making everything about not making everything. You're putting a heavy percentage on Cat, and I understand closing out the game, and that's why I said what I said earlier. There's more pieces to this team, and you can match up. And defensively, we can be physical with them also. That's why I said what I said earlier. So yes, you want to sit here and do the pick and roll.
I'm gonna give y'all the best argument that's been made for your side of it. Mm-hmm. This, and it didn't come from you or Pat. It came from Neymar. Shout out to you. And then we got to move on from this because we got to get to baseball. But it's this. This is the difference. Mm-hmm. Mike Brown. Nobody's talking about Mike Brown. Mike Brown, he says Mike Brown is going to adjust. Cat doesn't whistle from the referees.
Consistently get those fouls, those silly fouls. That's fair.
So,
Mike
Brown is the difference from last year to this year. The main difference, in my opinion. Yeah, you added some pieces, some bench players, different things. But again, the main difference is the coach.
That's fair.
So if he don't wear them players out like y'all was saying Thibodeau was doing, and they rested and they ready to go, maybe they can last in the 7-game series with Detroit. That's the argument you got. Don't give me this, they different. No. It's the same two teams, pretty much.
So if it's the same two teams, that means the Knicks shouldn't be worried about anything, right? Because they beat them in a 7-game series last year, right?
In a 7-game series? But we talking about
this year. Playoffs. That's the playoffs. They got to see them boys in 7 games.
That was last year. Y'all always coming with this revisionist history shit.
Listen, I'm going based off what you just said.
Last year, we talking about this year.
You can't completely disregard the past. You have to take pieces of it.
But coach, you just said.
I'm saying that
these two. Hold on.
You're not going to come up here and start a debate, sir. First of all, and second of all, let me get my point across. I'm not saying that because you're trying to make up words that I'm saying. All I'm saying is they're basically the same team. And you saying, well, they shouldn't be worried about them. I'm saying they should be worried about them because the Pistons have beat them already. Now, they got to prove in the playoffs. Yeah, of course. No shit, Sherlock. But I'm saying is, you saying they shouldn't be worried about them, that's bullshit. You should be worried about them. They're first in the Eastern Conference, and they beat you twice. They wasn't first in the Eastern Conference last year, sir. It was a fucking, 7th seed? Or whatever they was.
I said that based on what you said. You said, man, they the same teams that don't give me nothing that they're different teams this year. They were the same two teams that they were last year.
Basically.
See, now you cut me off. Now you cut me off.
Did I not say basically overall?
Okay, so that's why I said what I said. If they're basically
nobody said exact, sir. Of course, they're not exactly the same team.
The same. There's a little changes here and there. They both made little changes here and there. So based on what you said, the Knicks should be like, okay, wait till the playoffs,
and you're gonna see what time it is because the Pistons beat them in the regular season last year too.
Okay.
They gotta see that veteran team that's been playing the playoffs for the past 3 years, going deep in the playoffs. They gotta see them boys for 7 games. With
And
this
to
game,
be honest,
go ahead.
we didn't,
Go ahead.
because we 2 hours in, bro. You want to debate on basketball, bro? This is why I want a debate show, because it's shit like this.
Go ahead.
We got a whole fucking another portion of the show. You coming up here with a fucking Knicks debate. When clearly you're not a Knicks fan, and to be honest with you, there's no fucking debate because they gotta see the Pistons because they're first in the East. That is the point. It's a better team. What are we arguing about?
I get. See, and I get where you're coming. You're saying because last year they were 6, and this year they're first. That's where Detroit. So there's a difference. And here's the thing. And I'm telling you from a coach who's coached sport. I know what you're getting at. And what I'm saying is when you beat a team in the
But according to him, you shouldn't be worried about them. But they're first in the East.
You worry about everybody. I get what you're saying. You worry about everyone, okay? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're the last seed and you're the number 1 seed. You worry about everyone. The point I'm making is when you come into the playoff, yes, the regular
Knicks
season
fans
is
have
important.
So much arrogance. Even the ones that ain't Knicks fans.
All right, you got it, bro. You got it. Go ahead.
So much
trying
arrogance.
to tell you, bro.
I can't wait. Now I'm becoming a Knicks hater because of shit like that. That's why I'm a fucking hater now. Because of that type of shit. Such arrogance, you guys. They're gonna bust y'all ass, and I can't fucking wait to see it.
Don't fucking put words in my mouth. I'm not arrogant. You know better than that.
From
I'm not
the
arrogant.
fans
I'm not
that are coming
arrogant.
up here telling me that they don't have to worry about Detroit.
You said Knicks fans. Pat is not a Knicks
well,
fan.
whoever ain't a Knicks
the
fan,
only Knicks fan is on here is me.
Oh,
so when you're saying somebody's arrogant, you're saying me.
Let me
And
clarify. Whoever said that, the Detroit Pistons shouldn't be nothing to worry about is a statement of arrogance, in my opinion.
Put context to what I said. You said based on those 2 teams, they're not much different than what they were last year. They made a couple of little moves, and they're both still basically the same. So I said, okay, since the Knicks beat them last year, they shouldn't have too much to worry about then, right? If they're still the same 2 teams. That's what I was basing on what you said. That's exactly why I said
you took my words that I said, turned it around, and made an argument to come up here and debate me at. This is why we need a debate show.
Oh,
this is what I'm saying.
I could debate
this what
all
I'm saying.
teams because I look at all teams and I'm telling you, when they got that boy from San Antonio and they got that guard from the Pelicans, they're a different team and they can play you a different way because now they got bench presence too because that's the thing that hurt them. But go ahead. We're gonna see when we get to the playoffs.
Now we gotta wait till the playoffs. I want to see them all night, nigga.
Hold on. And when they beat them tomorrow,
if they beat them, cool. Clap it up. I don't give a shit. I'm not a Knicks fan. Y'all don't want arguing for the Knicks, not me.
I
try to show them love. This is what they fucking do to me, Leaf. So now I'm gonna be a fucking hater, and I'm gonna make videos respectfully dissing the fucking Knicks. Fuck them.
Yeah.
I hope they do lose, motherfuckers. Respectfully.
Ain't no need to hide it, bro. Listen, I'm
a hater, bro. I grew up watching the fucking team. I want to see him win. But you sitting up here calling me a hater and then coming up here debating me as if the Detroit Pistons ain't been getting in your you-know-what all season is crazy work. And now I'm 2 hours into my fucking show debating the fucking Knicks. Why I need a debate show? This ain't the show for that. But again, you got me all fucking script now. Let's go, bro.
I'm gonna end it by saying this. Listen,
Jesus Christ.
It's something. In order for the bench thing to work, bro, like it has to be up to Mike Brown and trusting that bench and to trusting certain lineups to work. It's in that because now you got more rotations. Now you got more players to add, bro. Now you got to figure out which rotations work against the Pistons in certain situations. The Pistons, since Game 6 of last year, or since that series of last year, when everybody had thought they got screwed out of the deal in Game 5 or whatever the case was, they have figured it out. They have figured out, bro, where they're strong at, and they have figured out how to take advantage of it. Bottom line. That's why they've been stomping a mud hole in the Knicks' ass all damn season long. It's just that simple.
Bro, to be honest with you, it don't matter. Like you said, let's wait till the playoffs. But I'm going to be honest with you. When they lose in the playoffs, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no excuses. I really don't. I don't want to hear a fucking peep. Just suck it up and say y'all suck and you lost and you ain't never going to win shit. That's how I'm going to carry it.
That's what I'm saying.
And I hate to do that because I don't hate the Knicks, but I hate garbage ass bullshit, bro. Like the Pistons are the team for you to worry about. I'm not even saying it's Boston. Boston has been your biggest rival like through history. And they still are. Should we check the standings again? Hold up. Knicks fans or wannabe Knicks fans? Look at this shit. You behind Boston. We ain't even talk about Boston yet.
To be technical, NYG, realistically, in half a game, really, they're even. They really are. But I get what you're saying.
Even. Still a team to worry about, is it not? I'm just asking.
You got this, man.
I'm asking, bro.
I'm done. There's nothing for me to say. There's nothing for me to say.
I'm just asking. Is it like that? Because when I debate. So if this is a debate, let's debate it.
I wasn't trying to debate this. That's the point. No. I wasn't trying to debate. I made my point earlier. And in the end, to be brutally honest with you, in sports, see, and this is the thing, and I've always been like this. In sports, yes, you play to prepare yourself for the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And you try to position yourself, you get ready for the playoffs. The playoffs is a whole different ball game. And it's about, in the end, about championships. That's what it's about. Whether it's the Knicks, whether it's the Nets, whether it's the Yankees, whether it's the Giants, I don't give a fuck who it is. It's about getting your mind fucking right and ready for the playoffs and coming home with that fucking bling bling. That's all I care about. You want to debate? Y'all debate. I don't debate this shit. In the end, it's what do I always say? If you beat me, I'm going to go look at the film and figure out what I got to do to get better. Detroit, they got beat. They looked at the film. They did a few things. And now they want to prove themselves in the playoffs. Not the regular season alone. The playoffs. You can win the regular season and get your ass swept in the first round of the playoffs. I've seen it too many damn times in my lifetime. So it don't mean shit right now.
All right. Well, we're going to see. I'm going to be keeping my close eye on the Knicks. Knicks fans. I'll tell you what. Even the ones that ain't Knicks fans. It's, you see, I'm not even
I'm so ready for the debate on Saturday, brother. Listen, I love you like a brother, man. All I try to do is try to make a point that the Knicks are a little bit different when they added those two pieces, because now their bench can really be a bench. And I think that makes them a better team. And when they play the Pistons in the playoffs, I'm telling you, like I told people last year, the Pistons are a damn good team, but they're inexperienced when it comes to that big dance. And 1 year is not going to make that much of a difference when it comes to the playoffs. A veteran team like the Knicks or the Boston Celtics. I told people Jaylen Brown was going to go off this year, and guess what? They're number 2 in the East when everybody thought they were going to be sorry when Tatum went down. I told you that boy Jaylen Brown is something serious. But we'll talk about it more in the playoffs, and if you want to have a debate on basketball, this is your shit. I will debate you on basketball as well.
I can debate you on cricket. Don't matter, bro.
Man. It don't matter. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. We got this. Man. Let's get to baseball, man. We got Mets in the background, so we're gonna fire it up. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this. Where's my baseball? Oh yeah, that's right. Meow. All right, so give me 1 second here. All right. All right, let's get to baseball. We're gonna start with the Yankees.
New York Yankees.
So, shout out to you for this one, Coach. We got Garrett Cole, coming back from Tommy John. We're gonna bring in Mets.
Salute, guys.
What's good with you? You spoke. What's up, man? You getting better, man? How you doing, bro?
Fine, I guess.
All right, man. We're gonna talk some baseball here for a little bit, man. Then we're gonna get into the snacks. Drew's waiting for them snacks, man. I'm getting hungry too. Yankees 2026 season preview. This one is about Garrett Cole, in my opinion. Because the Yankees didn't change much. You know, we talk about teams that changed. This is one of the teams that, you know, in my opinion, are basically, for the most part, the same team outside of them getting their ace pitcher back, which is a big difference. But not because he wasn't on the roster, because he was hurt coming back from Tommy John surgery. So Garrett Cole coming back. Gotta keep an eye on this. If the Yankees get Garrett Cole back healthy, like he was, I honestly put him right there in that spot to, you know, for the World Series. Not saying they can win it, but I think they can definitely be right there. In my opinion. What you think?
I could agree, but you know the drill with a lot of pitchers who come back from Tommy John surgery. Their innings are severe. They're put on an innings clock. You know how Cole will try to push himself to go maybe 6, 7, 8 innings at worst. Boone is going to try to take the economic approach and pull him after like no more than 6 innings at best because of this. Because he doesn't want Cole ripping his arm again. I mean, Cole's in his what, late 20s to mid 30s ish?
30.
Okay.
I think he's 30, right?
Hold on, I'll tell you 1 second.
Let's see what it says in the article.
Because he's trying to preserve him going into his late 30s.
Yeah. So yeah, he's over 30. But I do think, man, if you saying he's on the innings limit, but it could just be on the innings limit for the regular season. What do you think? And possibly be that difference maker in the playoffs from a pitching standpoint.
He's 35.
He's 35.
Yeah.
That's how.
So yeah, he's up there. So maybe he doesn't pitch that much in the regular season. But you definitely need him for the playoffs. What do you think?
True.
And that's where the Yankees fell. And they always get to the playoffs. Getting to the playoffs not a problem. They get to the playoffs without Garrett Cole. It's winning in the playoffs is what you got to figure out with this group.
Especially when you have a manager and a front office that's basically content with just spinning its wheels.
Yeah.
Here's my
go ahead,
argument.
Coach.
I don't want to say pushback, but here's my counter to what you're saying, Matt. If we look at what they did last year, realistically, they were tied with Toronto, and Toronto was the best. So both of those teams were tied for the best record in the American League, and Toronto went all the way to the World Series. So with Garrett Cole, he becomes an asset. There are some minor things that they've done to to help push this team over the hump. Yes, they're going to have to do it. There is no denying it, especially in the playoffs. The expectation is just like I said earlier. It's about the championships. It's about number 28 for New York. That's what that in the end. That's all that matters. NYG. You talk about it all the time. They set the standard high. The expectation is going to be high, and that's what it is. You want to say that we're, as Yankees fans, we're not being realistic. Well, they put us in this realm because they set the standards. It's championship or bust. And based off of last year, what they did, they tweaked a few things. And if you get Garrett Cole back, you don't overuse him, and then in the playoffs he can be a key contributor. Does that get them over Toronto ultimately? Because right now you can make an argument Toronto should be the favorite because they were last year. You want to say Boston, okay? Is it Seattle out west? I think it's Seattle.
Seattle, yes, it's the Mariners.
Yeah, so but who else in the AL do you really? Orioles, they're trying, but do we really say that they're gonna contend?
Even with Alonso, I don't think
who in the was it the Central? It's right now the Yankees are there, so Cole, as long as you don't overuse him, and again he's 35 years old, coming back now. The article talked about it. I forgot who it was. Was it? Who it was who came back out after 35? Verlander. Verlander.
Oh yeah, Justin
did
Verlander
come back in 2020 after Tommy John surgery, missing a whole year, and produced. So it's not like it hasn't been done, but how do you use him going forward during the regular season? And he's not going to start the season as it is anyway. So you just want to get him in shape. And if the rest of the team can hold the fort, because that's really what it's going to come down to during the regular season. The team has to keep this team in playoff position. So when he does gear up, and if he's ready come playoff time, and he can be that ace. Who else isn't it?
Max Fried. Yeah,
he's hurt too. So they have a couple of pitchers, but if these guys come back, because they did it last year without them. So, the expectation is, well, if they come back and even give us 80% of what they were, then that can put this team over the hump. So that's how I see it.
Yeah. They got to tighten up that bullpen too, man. And these guys got to start to manufacture offense outside of just hitting home runs. Those are two of the biggest questions for me, man. Like, you gotta change your philosophy at some point. It's not working.
I mean, look at the 98 Yankees. Do you know who their biggest home run producer was that year?
Somebody hit like 30 home runs, I think.
No, none of the Yankees in that year hit 30 home runs.
It was like 20-something, 28. It was high 20s. It was
28.
It was
28, right?
No, it had to be Bernie.
No, it was actually Tino.
Tino Martinez, yep. I was going to say.
Okay.
Tino Martinez was, I remember that year, yep.
That core was heavily reliant on sacrificing power for discipline and contact.
But that's different. They were built differently as a whole, as a team. This team isn't, because I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. You do need to play that and put that in your offense. So don't think I'm not saying but this team, if you look at it, Judge, Stanton, you have players like them who are home run hitters. They're not a contact, put the ball in play, hit and run. Unfortunately, this team is not built like that. And I'm gonna be honest. Tell me a team in baseball that really is like that.
Dodgers
Have home run hitters.
Yeah, but at least they can mix it up with discipline.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and they do, man, and you gotta be able to be able to do that in baseball. I remember back the Rays when they were winning, they were like that. The Astros, they were like that when they were winning. They could do that.
With the rules the way they are, the pitchers can only pitch over 3 times, and to me, that's like. get the pitcher to throw over there 3 times, and then you know what? I can steal the second. Yeah, you got to worry about the catcher, or you can put it in a hit and run because now you know that they can't go over there. So, yeah, I'm with you.
It's not like the Yankees don't do it. It's just they don't do it consistently and they don't do it well.
They need
Like,
that's where the
I
back end
always
should
see
be
them
doing
making
it.
errors.
Yeah.
I always see them
Mhm.
getting thrown out, trying to steal, trying to overrun the bases, like shit like that. It's fundamental baseball mistakes that they make. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And
Very true.
like we always come back to,
Mhm.
who does it come back to?
The managers.
Management, coaching, and things like that. Let's get to the Mets, man. Mets, what you got for us, man?
New York Mets.
I did pull up this article here on Tobias
Tobias Myers.
Myers. Says he's impressing already here in Mets camp. But what you got for us on the Mets, and what's your thought on Tobias?
The only other bit of scub I've heard is that Brett Beatty is injured. How he got hurt, I don't know. I don't know how long he's going to be out for. It shouldn't be too long, as far as I understand. And as for Tobias Myers, he's a bullpen arm, correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
Got him off free agent waivers from Milwaukee, correct?
Yep.
This may be a piece that could be useful in the bullpen for middle relief or even setup. Because the biggest problem last year was Carlos Mendoza's reckless stupidity with putting pitchers in their worst analytical setups in situations. I mean, we saw it with guys like when he got him at the deadline, Gregory Soto and Ryan Helsley. All year with Reed Garrett and Ryan Stanek. And what's happened to them? Helsley, now in Baltimore. Stanek, he's now in St. Louis. Garrett, on the shelf for the whole damn year, under the knife.
It says he has a good splitter, which in my baseball knowledge, if you have a good splitter, you could produce a lot of ground ball and ground ball outs, which if you have a good defense, that can be just as good as somebody that's, has swing and miss stuff, or is more of a strikeout pitcher, power pitcher.
That's true.
So that might be a good little weapon there for you in the bullpen.
Especially since we let Tyler Rogers walk and go to Toronto in the offseason. Because that was a guy the one deadline pickup from last year I actually did like, because that was a kid who could sacrifice velocity for control and finesse. The only problem was, like many pitchers like that, he was a one-pitch pony, and that was a slider more often than not.
Yeah. But what's your expectations for the Mets this year as we go into spring training?
Like I said last time, now more than ever, Carlos Mendoza is under the gun, and Steve Cohen are under the gun. Get it right this time. WS or an effing B, or a bust is what I mean.
So World Series a bust.
Not on the same level as the Yankees, because we only have 2 titles to the Yankees 27, but the point still applies. And this is also basically the 40-year anniversary of the 86 team. So they got to make this one count. Granted, if you look at the Mets history numerology, in terms of their playoffs numerology, in terms of getting to the postseason, years that ended on a 6 have been probably their most beneficial.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think for both these baseball teams, the expectation should be World Series. The Mets put a lot of bread into that roster, as do the Yankees. Both high payroll teams, both good teams, and both were
shot themselves in the foot last year.
Pretty much. But again, you still gotta think and wonder, like, hey, if the Yankees and the Mets get in the playoffs, they should, have a shot. I mean, I think they have a shot. This is if healthy, and if again, you got to beat your opponents too. So, and it's tough competition, man, especially in the National League over there with the Mets.
Especially now that there's the one free agent on the market nobody wants.
Who was that?
Nicholas Castellanos.
Why
I thought he went to San Diego.
I'll look it up.
No,
He was from the Phillies,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
He went to San Diego.
Oh. Okay, never mind.
all right. Well, we're gonna get to coach's segment here. Show's running a little bit over, but it's all good, man. We having fun. Drew, catch us on the replay, bro. And I hope you have a good night, man. Get some rest, bro. 5 hours, yeah. I can't. If I don't get no sleep and try to go to work, bad things are gonna happen. So that's why I have to take it down when I need to take it down. But I'm off tonight, so we chilling. Let's keep it pushing though, man. We got to get to coach's segment. So we're gonna bring you back in on the next go round. Mets spring training is what? This weekend?
This Friday.
Friday.
Starts tomorrow, excuse me.
So definitely gonna be keeping my eye on that. Gonna be keeping my eye on Mr. Myers. Gonna be keeping my eye on Garrett Cole and some of these pitchers for the Mets and the Yankees. And of course, we'll bring you back in, man. I know you got the scoop on the baseball for us. Appreciate you.
I'll do it when I can. Peace.
All right, my man. Take it easy. All right, man. Let's get into this, coach. All right, man. Let's talk snacks, man. Y'all ready to get into this? Let me get some water. Now, top 5 childhood snacks. Now, look, man, you was a kid, used to go to the store, you know, get your little favorite snacks, sit down, watch little cartoons, whatever. Maybe you was in school, maybe you traded snacks, maybe you did things like that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you sold snacks, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you stole snacks, you know what I'm saying? So, this all gonna take you back to that childhood, you know what I'm saying? Sitting there, man, with your favorite snacks, whether it's candy, cookies, cakes, whatever it is. We're gonna dive into it. Coach, shall I reveal my list first?
You go first. All
right, I figured you was gonna say that. So I was prepared. I got myself prepared this time. So got a little slideshow for you and everything. All right. Let's get into it. So, top 5 childhood hood snacks. I mean, it's so much to choose from. I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot's gonna get left off this list, so don't kill it. But I got a certain little. I'm not huge on sweet. When I was a kid, I was big on sweets, and it got me in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Had a lot of problems with my teeth and everything, but now I don't really dive into sweets as much. But every now and again, I get that itch. You know, it's like so. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get to number 5, man. Go ahead, hit it.
Number 5.
All right, the little zebra cakes, man. I love the little zebra cakes for some reason, man. And when Coach asked me about Coach's segment, I'll tell y'all a story. You know, we could talk, kid, man. It's Coach's segment. Saying all about sports. But I seen these zebra cakes, right? These same zebra cakes, right? In the store. You know how much they were? $2.69. I was like, yo, I remember when these joints was 25 cents, 10 cents at one point, 25 cents. Then it went up to 50 cents, 75 cents. Now it's $2.69
for one
cigarette prices. For one, not the box. For one. But yo, I love these joints, man. I love the zebra cakes, man. Definitely one of my favorites, man. I used to eat them all the time. I still do, man, but not for $2.69. Hell no. Ain't getting my money. But yeah, when I was like, let's do childhood snacks. I want to talk about this. All right, man.
Me. I'm sorry to do this to you. Sorry. Go on Amazon. You can get a box for $2.97.
Well, a box. I'm just saying, like
you said one. But you said one for $2.69.
But I'm saying it, not a grocery store, just like a corner store, bro. We used to get the
okay. I got you.
15 cents, 25 cents. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like the box. Now this is the box. I'm showing you the box, but my story was just one individual cake, little wrapped up in like they sell in the store. Yeah, it's $2.69. Tripping. Let's get to number 4, man.
Number 4.
Yeah, man. Nerds. Love the nerds, man. Grape strawberries, my joints. I don't know about y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, these joints, man. Now I'm taking you back to little NYG. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because yeah, I used to tear these joints up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to get up to the store, get a whole bunch of them. You know what I'm saying? And we would just have them in our pocket and just it was like you just, you know what I'm saying? You just and you just keeping it moving all day long. Like you know what I'm saying? It was pocket candy. So, you know, like it wasn't like some you just like you shit was lasting me some time. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll eat some, put them back in the pocket, keep on, you know what I'm saying, doing what I'm doing. But yo, I love nerds, man. Definitely one of my favorites. Let's get to number 3. Yeah, man.
Number 3.
Now, this is a hood. Quarter water and a bag of chips. All right. So the little hugs juice, they call them hugs, but we call them quarter waters in New York and Brooklyn. And yeah, the Wise potato chips, the 25 cent bag. That bag. Not the $2.79 bag that's in Wawa. Nah, bro. That's what I'm talking about, bro. A quarter water was called a quarter water because it was a quarter. So you got that and a bag of chips for 50 cents. You winning, son. What happened to this? What happened? I used to love this, man. Yeah, man. This was get by food, man. Because if you got $1, look at what you're getting. I just showed you the zebra cake. That was 25 cents. And then the nerds. Look, I'm at number 3, bro. And I'm only at $1. I only spent $1 in the 90s. $1 for everything I just showed you. Dead ass. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Let's get to number 2.
Number 2.
Hold on. We got a duplicate. Penny candy. This should be number 2. The penny candy. Look, it was called a penny candy for a reason. Because it was 1 cent. And they had a penny candy store. By my area. And we go to that penny candy store. And for $1, yes, they would give you 100 of them. So I'm telling you, $1 got you right, son. Now $1 gets you laughed at. You get shit with that. I think I messed my slides up. Hold on, let me see what I got fucking going on here. All right. Yeah, I messed my slides up. Hold on. Let me put number 3 in there real quick. I'm doing this on the fly.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there we go. Back to action. Now, laters. Yeah. Now, laters is my number 2. Well, number 1. Because now, laters was for now and what? Later.
Mm-hmm.
And you had them for now and for later, bro.
Now,
You
say
always
something
had now laters in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Like always. So how can this not be on the list?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Always had them in my pocket. Now again, these were cheap too. I think they were 5 cents.
Yeah, the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 5 cents. 5 cents
So,
a dime, one of the two.
Or maybe 10 cents, yeah. Maybe 10 cents by the time I was in, yeah. But I used to be 5. I think they went up to 10, but yeah. So, yeah, man. Now, laters, your chips, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, what we talking about here? Your penny candy, you getting right for $1. I just made y'all hungry and saved you a bunch of money on your grocery bill. You're welcome. Take it away, Coach. What's your thoughts?
No, you're right. You speaking a lot of facts with everything that you talking about, and I'm gonna throw a little twister at you too right now. One of the reasons why I'm upset that I moved to where I'm at now from where I used to live at because there's a store in town that everyone, and the funny thing is, people from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towns over used to come to this store because they're the only one in the area that did it. Everything that you're talking about, they still selling right now, including Mike, you name it, Mike and Ike's, all types of candy.
Yeah,
everything.
Mike and Ike, man. That was another one that was tough to leave off the list.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Jawbreakers, lemon heads, everything.
Fireballs was my shit.
When you walk
Swedish
in,
fish was my shit.
Every last one of them joints is, and then some is in there. Shout out to 610 in Somerset, New Jersey. But it's like sometimes, especially because there was the middle school and then there's a little elementary school like not too far from it, and all the kids go there. Like they put up a sign at one point, only 2 kids in the store at a time, because the kids be in there robbing them, and it's kind of like
that's what it was, yo. Yeah. That's what it was, man. Yeah. Because look, I will admit, we did used to steal a lot of this stuff.
Send somebody up,
even though it was $1, bro. We was kids, like we ain't having so shit.
Exactly. So I'm with you. I miss them, and sometimes because this store, you can also get you them good hood subs, good, along with all your candy. So yes, if you have some money. And then you go sit on the stoop and you sitting there lounging, and everybody just maybe got a couple, and you just living it up.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Used to get right, man, for $1, man. But let's get to your list, man. You got it, man.
All right. Let me preface this first by
see what you got going on.
Yes. I left out all my cakes and the Hostess apple pie little things back in the days. Yes. Yes. Them joints I used to rock, all of them. Chips, left all that. I left all that out because I could go for days with all them, man. The cheese the cheese doodles, all that stuff, man, left it out on purpose. So, but yeah, that was part of my joint. I was that one kid who had an extra book bag that was full of snacks, man.
Yeah, man.
That was me. That was me. I always had the snacks. Everybody like, yo, let me get nah. Get out of here, man. This is mine. I just want to try. Nah, I'm fighting you for that, man. I was that kid. Seriously. And you knew don't mess with it. But let me get to number 5.
Number 5.
The fruit cherry sours. They're kind of like the lemon heads, but they're the cherry ones. And you pop them, you eating them, your tongue is getting red, but yes, they have a nice little hard outer shell, but they're soft on the inside, a little like jelly fruits. Yeah, them joints, man, I would pop them for days. When I tell you days. Man, yes, it came in a little box, and it's just like lemon heads and them all. So they were the good ones. So coming in at number 4.
Number 4.
Chuckles, man, come on. The red, the lemon, the black, the green, the orange, like the fruit jellies, man. Get them, you just sit there, and then boom, I always start. Here's the thing too, I always start with the green, then I go to the yellow, orange, red, and I save the black for last. I'm the fool that loves the black. Yes, I'm the one. Everybody else, or if we in a group and people don't want it, I'll take them. Yeah, here, I'll give you an orange and a green or a yellow for your black. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, the black and the reds, I'm keeping them. So yeah, Chuckles.
Nah, no doubt. Yeah.
That's it. All right, now to number 3.
Number 3.
Drew said it earlier.
Yeah, that was my shit too, though, bro.
And
I ain't gonna
here you
hold you.
go. Here you go. If you playing sports, like if when
Yeah,
you was
yeah.
baseball,
We used
know
to
how-
play baseball, yeah, and
It's
have a pocket
tobacco.
of it, yeah,
Yep.
bro.
And you do like they do in baseball. You take it, you
Yup.
put it in your mouth.
They
chew
used to
it,
act
you
like it was snuff.
Yeah.
You spit it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the joints, man. The big league
That was
chew,
the
yeah,
shit.
those was it, man. So coming in at number 2.
Number 2.
Everybody
Oh,
did this, man.
man,
The
yeah,
Pop Rocks,
man.
You
Oh,
get it
man.
and you take it and you
Yeah.
put it in your mouth and it starts
Yeah,
popping.
start
and
popping. Yeah.
yeah, exactly, man. This kid, and then sometimes if you in the house and your mom's or your dad hear it,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh no, stop eating that candy," because
Yeah.
they hear it. They hear it.
Yeah.
Stop eating that candy. I told you stop eating those candies.
Yeah.
The Pop
But I
Rocks,
used to
man.
love Pop Rocks.
We used to
Yeah, it was
really
one of
get
them
at it with
joints.
those too.
Mhm.
And then sometimes you mix it with certain drinks
Yeah.
and it really enhances it.
We used to get a lot of this candy on Halloween too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Mhm.
Now coming in at number 1.
Number 1.
Now, so I'm a chocolate freak.
Ah,
The
yeah.
chunky. Now, look, I left out the Snickers, the Milky Ways, all that because I love them too. But this was my number 1 with the nuts, the raisins, and the chocolate. Man, and I used to have stacks of them. This and the patty, the peppermint patties. Those were the two that really I would have loaded in my bag. The peppermint patties
Yeah.
stayed away because if it stayed too long, it would start to melt. But the chunkies, they didn't melt as fast. So in my book bag, I would always have, and yeah, I'd be eating in class with those. You know, you try nicely not to make a lot of noise so the teacher hears you, and then you eat it, and then boom, you pop it in your mouth. Take put it the candy wrapper, put it in your desk, or hold a few and then put it in somebody else's desk. But yeah, man, I could be chewing on these all day long. These was my all day snacks, man. So there you have it. The cherry sours, the chunkies, Big League, Pop Rock. I mean the Chuckles, the Big League, Big Chew, Pop Rocks, and the Chunkies. Those was my snacks, man. So there you have it. All right,
Yeah,
what's
man.
your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Yo, that Big League Chew, bro, and the Pop Rocks for sure was a staple in my candy arsenal, bro. I'm telling because I had an arsenal, bro. Like I was obsessed with that stuff when I was a kid, man. But dope, definitely. The Nestle Crunch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
Definitely, bro.
I
Excellent
always
list.
gotta save y'all on these culture segments.
There's a lot to leave out. Yeah.
I know Sour Patches,
Yeah.
Starburst,
Starburst. Yup.
Star Crunch. Y'all remember the Star Crunches?
Yeah, the Star Crunch. When I was a kid, Starburst wasn't in play.
Starburst was when
Came
I was
around
a
in
kid.
the 90s. Yeah, it wasn't in the 70s and the 80s for me.
Yeah.
Okay, and now y'all remember this one? Real sour candy, Warheads.
Yeah.
Y'all remember Warheads? Man, we used to kill them things when we were
Yeah.
little. Man.
I'll give you one other one too. For me, was actually the candy cigarettes. That you would take
the
it
candy
and you-
cigarettes.
and you
Yep.
do it, and it would give out a little,
Yeah. Look, you be like, you see that?
Like little
You see
pieces
that?
of chalk.
Yeah. So
Like little pieces of chalk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
And then the
zebra
other
pack.
one, damn. The straws where you tore it open and you had the sugar in there with
Yeah. I think they were
yeah.
called pixie sticks.
Pixie
or something like
sticks.
that.
Yeah,
sticks,
pixie
yeah.
sticks. Yep.
And then you had the sour straws too.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yup,
There's
the
so much
sour ones.
candy out
Yeah.
there. But yeah,
we
culture
had-
segment is always dope, man.
I'm telling you, I told y'all it's gonna make you hungry. Save a lot on your grocery bill. Y'all go get that candy if your kids eat candy, whatever. I'm telling you.
Facts.
Hey, but yo. I love when we talk about food, man. It's like everybody come out. The WWF WWE ice cream bars was my shit, man. I cannot hold you, bro.
Yeah, true.
That was my shit.
True.
Facts.
True.
You ain't lying. Those used to be.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm telling you, man. I love doing this, man.
You know, so funny too, because you know, Pat's around my oldest age. Yeah, all that candy I was eating too. I was
you're right.
That candy. Yep, that was Dad. Stop! No. Let me get something. Forget Halloween, man. They definitely try to hide their candy from me, because you talk about you with a sweet tooth. Yeah, I mean, hell, I'm the sexiest fat man in the world for a reason.
Yeah. I had a big candy problem, yo. Like, I had a lot of dentist work done in the past, yo, because of that, man. So, like, I really don't, like, if you around me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you won't really see me eat sweets, like, hardly ever. But when I do, man, like, I always think about, like, the old shit I used to eat. And I see it sometimes. When I see it, I just get a piece, man, just for the hell of it. Like, man, I caught a little penny. Of course, it wasn't a penny. It was like 5 cents for one of the little things. But I just bought it because I wanted it. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, Coach, man. Coach's Corner, man. Can't wait to see what you got cooked up for us today, man.
All right, man. Let's go. Appreciate everyone. Another Coach's Corner, so ready to get into it. So just going to dive right in. I'm going to start with St. John's basketball. This past week, they took on the Providence Friars on Saturday in Rhode Island, and the game was what I'm going to say was grimy, man. It resulted in a brawl that ended up with 6 ejections, quite a few flagrant fouls, and an extremely hard foul that took the referees 20 minutes to sort it out. On the play, Providence's Duncan Powell committed a hard foul on former Friar and current St. John star Bryce Hopkins, which led to these pleasantries and issues in terms of the game. So, and St. John's and Providence, they've been going at it all the way back to the 80s, man. They really had, this was old Biggie style type of, issues. Now, I say it's the big Valentine's Day game that the Johnnies came away victorious, 79-69. Now, on the season, St. John's, they're sitting over at a record of overall of 20-5, 13-1 overall, and they're ranked 17th in the polls. Now, UConn tonight actually lost. So, because UConn was 14-1. So, in the rankings for the Big East, St. John's should be in first place right now. Now, they played Marquette tonight, and it was while we were on. I haven't checked, so I'll see later on. And then they're going to host Creighton this weekend. So, it's still going to be big, this game, and then Creighton's game is really going to be big for them, especially for the Big East ranking. So we're going to stay tuned to that as the season starts to wind down. So I'm going to move on to Syracuse. Now I'm going to start with football, with Syracuse football. Their former DC, Robert Wright, he's another coach, because there's a lot of college coaches who are actually now moving on to the NFL. He's being hired by the Los Angeles Rams as a defensive assistant. Now, as a DC at Syracuse last year, his contributions helped the Orange to a 10-3 record and the defeat of number 6 Miami last year. So he's a good quality coach, and moving on to the NFL is just going to help his resume and his career going forward. So good luck to him in the NFL, except when he's facing a New York team. So now, in terms of basketball, this week the men went 1-1, so weak. They initially defeated SMU. Nate Kings He hit the game winner for Syracuse with 2 seconds left on the clock. Ultimately, the final score was 79-78. So it was a really great game, an exciting game. The Orange, they were led by Donnie Freeman with 18 points, and Kings, he added 13. So that was a good win for them. Now, in the other game, they took on number 3 Duke. Wasn't a pretty game. They lost 101-64. So, yeah, it was one of them games where it's, they got the belt. So, they weren't in the game for the most part. They were led by William Kyle III, 13 points, and Nate Kings with 10 points. This weekend, they're playing host to number 16, North Carolina. NYG, those your boys, so they're going to be taking on Cuse. So we'll see what's happening. Right now, the Orange are 15-12 overall and 6-8 on the season. So there we have it. So still staying in tune with Syracuse, but this is a tri-state legend. We're going to talk about Dwayne the Pearl Washington. Now, he was born January 6, 1964 in Brooklyn, New York. Grew up in the Brownsville sections. In the early years, he got the nickname Pearl because with his play, he was being compared to Earl the Pearl Monroe. He was well known for his shake and bake move, where he would always leave players in the dust looking dazed, confused. Had an elite ball handling skills, that many kids eventually tried to emulate and put into their games. During his high school years, played at Boys and Girls High School right there in Brooklyn. He earned the number 1 rated player in the USA in 1983. He eventually went on to Syracuse University, and during the heydays of the Big East Conference, he was a major factor in helping elevate and keep Syracuse in the national prominence. So, I mean, he was, back in the days, if you talked about Syracuse basketball, it was Pearl Washington who was key, along with, the Ronnie Cycles and eventually the Derek Colemans. But yeah, he was key to help elevate them and compete with the Georgetowns and the St. John's back in the day. Hall of Fame NBA point guard John Stockton once was quoted as saying that Washington was the toughest player he guarded at the 1984 U.S. Olympic training. Now, that's high praise for a player of his, coming from a player of his caliber. So, kudos to him. He was drafted by the New Jersey Nets in 1986 in the first round, number 13. Now, he played 2 years for the Nets and then was made eligible to the expansion draft, and he was selected by Miami and lasted 1 more year before moving on from playing professional sports. Now, his career accolades. He was a consensus second-team All-American in 1985, second-team All-American for the UPI in 1986, third-team All-American for the NABC and the AP in 1986, three-time first-team All-Big East from 1984 to 1986. His number 31 is retired by Syracuse. He was a McDonald's All-American co-MVP in 1983, first-team Parade All-American in 1983, second-team Parade All-American in 1982. Now, unfortunately, Washington, he did pass away in April of 2016 at the age of 52. But he is a true New York City, New Jersey, tri-state legend. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move on to some Rutgers news. And I'm going to start with a little football. There's been a lot going on, continue to hire new coaches. But one of the great news on the field is they signed an FCS second-team All-American and All-Missouri Valley Conference out of South Dakota and cornerback Mickey Munn. He adds to the plethora of cornerbacks that Rutgers has added. He's the number 4 cornerback, and all projections is he's going to be the starting number 1 cornerback because he's coming over following his DC. There's been plenty of conversations wondering on the message boards, wondering, if we would have the opportunity to secure him. Last season at San Diego, He was one of the tops in the FCS with interceptions at 5. He also had 59 tackles with 3 for loss and a fumble recovery. He's a tall, fast cornerback who's a ball hawk and either gets the interceptions or deflections. I believe he had 10 deflections. Like I said, he's following his head coach as well as his cornerback coach over to Rutgers. He hails from Colorado, where Rutgers has recruited several other key contributors to the program. He wasn't heavily recruited. He was a 0-star coming out of high school, which is why he ended up at South Dakota. And again, like I said, this continues to be a rebuild in the backfield. The funny thing is, he entered the portal Monday, and he committed to Rutgers on Monday. He also will have 2 years of eligibility left when he comes over to Rutgers. We're also keeping an eye on one of their other players. He was a freshman All-American at South Dakota. So we're trying to see. He's not in the portal as of yet, so we have to wait and see. The program also announced the hiring of Dennis Doughton Carter as defensive line coach. He was a defensive line coach at Minnesota last year, and he's a very experienced coach. He has helped place several players to help them make all conference at different levels, whether it's FBS or at the FCS or at the FBS level. And he's also helped coach players who ended up drafting. One of his defensive linemen went as high as number 3, and I think he's with the Baltimore Ravens right now. So key acquisition, and he's hopefully going to be a key help to the defense, because Rutgers defense was the worst in FBS last year. Little basketball news, just a touch. Rutgers right now moved up from the first round they're avoiding the first round in the Big Ten play right now. They just beat Penn State today. It was a big win. They won by 13 points. So as long as they keep winning on this trajectory, they're going to stay there. They even beat Maryland earlier in the week. So they're doing well right now, starting to do well, playing good defense. So we're going to see what happens going forward from there. And I'm going to move on to some Seton Hall news. Seton Hall tonight, they played Butler. They ended up taking a loss. They were at home, 63-56. They defeated Butler on Sunday, 63-56, but they played DePaul tonight and took a bad loss, 69-57. So it's not a good thing for them to have lost tonight because they were in the 4th spot in the Big East. So they needed this win because they're going to be closing out with some tough games, especially the last game against St. John's. Right now, they're standing at 18-9 overall, 8-8 on the season. So hopefully they can rebound and get back on the winning track. And then I'm going to close out with a little special local news. Montclair State University, right here in Montclair, not too far from me in Montclair, New Jersey. Can't stand them. They were my arch rivals. They're currently the number 1 team in Division III basketball. Coming into a big game tonight, they were 24-0. They're led by former Rutgers walk-on Jacob Morales. He's leading the team with 19.6.1 rebounds. He also is contributing 3.2 assists, 39.6 from 3, 47.9 from the field, and 8-11 from the free throw line. Now, he's projected to be a D3 All-American. The Redhawks tonight were playing the College of New Jersey, which is the number 2 team in the conference, which is the New Jersey Athletic Conference. They were playing down in Union, and it was going to be the season finale for both teams in the conference before they start conference play and then eventually the NCAAs. Unfortunately, the Redhawks took their first loss. They lost to the Lions 94-85 in Ewing. So it was a great story. They were trying to catch the College of New Jersey because the College of New Jersey, back in the day, they went undefeated to win the national championship, and that's what Montclair State was doing. But College of New Jersey said, "You're not catching us, and if you win the championship, you're gonna have at least one loss, which is to them." So, but still, it's good news. They're still probably going to be ranked tops in D3, if not number 1. I'm going to be keeping an eye out on them to see what they do in the NJACs as well as for the NCAAs in D3. So, and if you want to read the story about Montclair State, what I was talking about, you can go to app.com and look up the story on the Red Hawks and read the story about Morales. So, but there you have it. That's Coach's Corner. Back to you, NYG.
All right, man. So good stuff there, Coach. I feel bad for Syracuse, man. You got Duke, then you got Carolina. Carolina, they've been on it this year more so than previous years. They got a big win against Duke, so didn't like they lost to Miami, but anyway, like. I think they finna put it on Syracuse. I don't know, man. I don't think it's looking good for them boys, but we'll see. Yeah, man. Good show, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in. Talking about these snacks, man. Got me like, what time the store close?
Before we get out of here, everyone, tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah.
Be sure to tap in. We got a collaboration with the Hardcore Sports Network and the Aboriginal Sports Network. We're doing a full first round mock draft. We have content creators from both networks. Exactly. So, it's going to come in 8:30. Each pick should take no more between 1 to 3 minutes. We're not going too crazy detailed. Look, you make your selection. Why do you make the selection for this player? So, NYG's in there. Pat's going to be in there. I'm going to be in there. I'm hosting, but I'm also going to be making selections. So, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. And, I hope everyone's going to be tuned in. Come in, join the chat, make your predictions who you want for your team. When your team is selected, hey, you're probably going to be mad. Be like, why the hell you made this selection? No, I should have went with this what that was. So, but hey, it's all in fun, and that's what it is. So, exactly.
Hey.
Go have somebody go and be like, when the selection comes in, going to be like,
right. Like, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know what you... Exactly. And you don't know how the board's going to go either. Exactly. So it might not even be the player you want. You might be like, man, dang, I don't really got no good options right here.
When you have other people involved, now it's like, because when you do it by yourself, you can kind of gear it towards what you want. But now you got to really pay attention to the board, what's going on, and, look at it. You got to know your players. So Pat's going to know every damn player on the board. Every damn player. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, but we all gonna know pretty much most of the players on the board. So, and again, like I said, it's a great collaboration, something great, and hopefully it's something new that we're setting up here.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I hope you guys can't wait. Can't wait to see y'all over there, and can't wait to see you next week right here on Heart of the City, man. So y'all stay tuned, and we're gonna get out of here. It's a late night. Hope y'all have a good night, and holla. You know how we get down. We up out of here, bro.